World gone crazy. Mass producing test tube babies. World gone crazy. Steel pulse. Wild goose chase. Laws of nature you just can't change. Hang on. Who shall save the human race? Not me. Hang on. I gotta authorize this thing. What the heck? I don't know what they did. Self-destruction. What's wrong with people? Don't they know them suffering? Wild goose chase. Wild goose chase. Good morning, everybody. Get your apple. Got your apple? Oh my goodness. All right, let me get ready. I'm sorry. I'm enjoying. Let me see. Widget's already. Okay, so maybe the widget's okay. I don't know. I have good music everywhere you go, but I can't. I have to turn it down because we got copyright laws. I'm gonna look at the lyrics though. Wild goose chase, wild goose chase. Laws of nature, they just can't change. And I'm not sure if I changed the word. I can change the words of the song, but I don't know the words. I'm gonna look at the lyrics because this is deep. Wild goose chase. Laws of nature, they just can't change. They just can't erase. They can't profitize. Ooh, I want to talk about profit. What are we talking about today? I got a couple things. One of them is profit. You can't change the laws of nature. Laws of nature say everything is free. Everything is free to everything, everybody, everywhere, every species, everything developed in an ecosystem, and it all works together. Does not work for profit. There's nothing for profit on this planet that will ever work out. You do not have a society. You got an unsociety. You have an uncivilization. Uncivilization. If you do not have a civilization, you got an uncivilization. Lord have mercy, do we need to talk about Reveal-lations? Reveal-lations. I don't believe in revelations. I believe in Reveal-lations. Reveal-lations. Long time ago, somebody saw something. They had it. Well, I don't believe in prophets. You don't believe in prophets? That's okay. You ever had deja vu? Have you ever had deja vu? Well, I don't believe in prophets. This is for you. You don't believe. The prophet is just somebody who's better at deja vu than you. And if they're getting it right, you need to pay attention. So we need to talk about this mark of the beast, because the beast got a mark, but we don't seem to know who the beast is. I really don't care who the beast is, but if you tell me something over 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years ago, however long that revelation story came through, and that stuff start coming true, we need to talk about Reveal-lations. Do y'all know the name of Mr. Fence? Mr. Fence has a new cure for you monkeys. Not for me, for you. Not for me, for you. Which, by the way, eat an apple a day because it'll keep the Luciferase away. You ever know what Luciferase is? They don't even hide it, y'all. They don't even hide it. They just put it right in front of your face. Yeah, I got something new for you. It's called Luciferase, and it leaves a mark. And I'm a little bit of a beast to the other nations, like India trying to prosecute me for hundreds of thousands of kids that are injured. All right, hang on. Let me get this together. The widget, blah, 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 blah. Bring the comments in. That is the name of his new cure. The new way he's going to keep y'all healthy with the microdot injection of something that's going to cure you is called Luciferase. Luciferase. Although I don't think they pronounce it that way. That's too easy. No, that's too easy. They don't pronounce it that way. How do he pronounce it? We might have to look at that. I need to talk about the artificial meat cakes, because apparently he's also invested in that. Have y'all heard of Memphis meats? Did you know he put his money into Memphis meats? I like the idea of growing meat, but y'all might want to rethink some of this. You might want to rethink. We need to talk about vaccinating animals. You know, whether or not I'm not going to get a vaccination. Okay, all right, mammal. I hear you, baby. I hear you. But are you a mammal that's not getting vaccinations, but you eating other vaccinated mammals? You might want to ask that question. That could be an important question, because right now, what was the excuse they had when they were putting all the animals down with foot and mouth pandemic, foot and mouth epidemic? we kind of in a foot and mouth epidemic right now. We kind of are. I posted that this morning. I see what the monkeys got to say about that. But we kind of in a foot and mouth epidemic right now. And the tic-tac is the 3 days. It was a 3-phase shutdown. Oh, they don't want to tell you they put their foot in their mouth. This is like a tic-tac. They got to keep their foot breath in your face. And so they got a tic-tac called, we're going to save face and slowly restart you guys. Just in case there's a little bit of Rona left. And you get the Rona every year. Every year Rona comes through, she stop at your house. Stop at your grandmama's house, stop at your baby house, stop at your cousin's house. Make sure everybody have that immune system doing what it's supposed to, and Rona keep on going. I can't believe he called it Luciferase. He called it Luciferase. Did y'all see that? How are we not in Reveal-lations? How are we not? They just reveal it. They just put it right in front of your face. They don't even hide it no more. I like the elites better when they hit it. I liked it better when they hit it. Now they don't hide it, man. Y'all got me worried a little bit. I liked it when they hid all this stuff. Now they put it right in front of your face. My name is Mr. French, and I got Luciferase for you. It's going to leave a mark, and I'm a beast. Like, okay, thank you, Mr. Beast. Can you cure us, please? Oh, Lord, that's how I know I'm in the wrong dimension. Take me now. The monkeys have lost their damn mind. They still asking for man that's making technology called Luciferase. Wild goose chase. That's why I'm behind this upside down D-store sign. If you don't know the D-store sign is upside down, you're going to go the wrong way. It's like a wild goose chase. Let me bring this up here. I want to bring up the lyrics for the Steel Pulse. I think they might have been some prophets. I think they might have been on to something like, was it John and the island of Patmos? Where he get Revelations from? If it was John, his name could have been Jabluza, because they like to cultural appropriate these scriptures. They like to change the names and the things that cultural appropriate them. Because that story, like I was telling y'all yesterday, they stole that stuff. A prophet 80,000 years ago. 80,000 had a revelation, a reveal-lation called deja vu. Deja vu. Could have had deja vu 80,000 years ago. They said, oh man, this is important. Oh, the monkeys need to know it's going to be some seals that come out the sky. I don't know if they seals, but they look like it. And it's a white horse and look like a horseman. Probably ain't, but it could be a horse. Time is coming. He wrote it down for the monkeys. It's important. None of the monkeys could read at the time, but he wrote it down. So we need to secure this, put it in vases, lock it away, seal it, whatever. In the future, they need to know that I had this deja vu. And all my deja vu been coming true. They need to know down the road. And the Mesopotamians found it, said, oh, this is important. We need to keep this. We need to hand it down to the monkeys. And it got to the Syrians. Oh, this is important. We need to hand it down to the monkeys. Got to the Assyrians, the Sumerians. We need to hand it down to the monkeys. And then where to go? To India from there? To the Mahabharata and the Sanskrit text. Oh, this is important. The monkeys need to know when the end times is coming. And then it went to the pyramids. And Moses and Aaron was there. And they tried to record it. And they didn't got it wrong. Tried to translate geoglyphs. Got the revelation down. I don't know. To me, you need to listen to your own thought, your own critical thought. I will not be responsible for your extinction. All right? We a lost bunch of monkeys. An apple a day might keep the Luciferase away. But if you keep eating that vaccinated mammal meat, I thought that was funny. Anybody got a statistic on that? Because somebody helped us this morning. How much of the meat is actually vaccinated? I'm curious. How much of the mammal meat is vaccinated? You go to your grocery store, I ain't gonna get no vaccine. And I'm not on the side of vaccine, and I'm not against it. I'm not on it, and I'm not against it. So Facebook, do not send me to your Supreme Court. I don't care nothing about your judges. All I'm saying is if you don't know what you're doing with technology, you're going to get people killed. That's all I say. I'm not pro nor against. But personally, I live naturally. I eat my apples. I grow food in the ground. I know that the chemical food will get you killed. It'll get you all the pandemics of the time. And I know organic food will keep you just barely alive. What? He said organic food to just keep you barely alive. Yeah. Organic food ain't healthy. I'm going to try to tell you right. Listen, this is my Reveal-lations. You need to eat food from a food forest. All your food came from a food forest full of microbiology and mycorrhiza, fungi, and soil microbes. If you ain't growing in that, you ain't growing an apple. This is not an apple because I did not grow it. I know, I contradicted myself. But I eat from a food forest when I can grow it. I live in a cold climate. I live above the human habitable zone, so I don't get to eat fresh, real food all the time. Sometimes I got to eat fake food called organic. It's in the apple. It's a fapple. It's fake. It's a fapple. Oh boy, you just scaring me. I well, you know what? Listen, there ain't no time to be scared in the end times. You ain't got no time to be scared now. Now it's time to pick up your sword, pick up thy sword and thy shield, put on the full armor of the God that don't nobody know, ain't nobody see, don't nobody know, don't let nobody convince you that they know. Put the armor on. Put the armor on. Do not put armor all on. Do not listen to the president. I'm sorry. I love the president to death. I do. Do not listen to I love the last president. Do not listen to the last president. I can't, you know what? Let me change the music. I got to change the music. I'm going to try not to rant today, but it's a lot of stuff on my mind. The monkeys have sent me a whole bunch of stuff this morning. It boggles my mind. It boggles my mind because my friends are still fighting, Tony and Ty and Danielle and all the rest. I'm trying to bring them together. They still fussing and fighting like, y'all, we ain't got time for this. We really, honestly, I love y'all to death. We ain't got time for your egos. We ain't got no time for you. We all about to die. Nature about to get his way, and I'ma laugh the whole way out. Y'all don't stop playing. Like I said, y'all, I'm on nature's side. I'm sorry, y'all are part of nature, but you only are one small piece in a part. One small piece in a part. I have no idea why anybody thinks that Donald Aloysius Trump is fighting the deep state and he can't even fight Fauci-gate. I don't even know if that kind of rhyme a little bit. I don't know why y'all think he's fighting the deep state and he can't fight Fauci. You know, Fauci about 4. No, all right, I can't say that because they're going to send me I'm about to make some jokes. But you can't even make jokes no more. That's the world. That's how I know it's the end of the world. You can't even joke. I can't even call the man with the Napoleon thing. I can't even say nothing. Oh, I can say he like Napoleon because he a leader. He a leader and he's strong. Fauci like Napoleon, got that Napoleon syndrome. And Trump can't even fight him. So how you gonna tell me he's saving children and pedophiles? We arrested 80,000 people in indictments, unsealing and unleashing. Did he indict Fauci? He see Fauci. These pedophile rings, they global. They always been here since the kings and laws since the beginning of time. Man, these people got power in deep state, own pentagons and tanks and bombs, own nations and burn up entire countries of children. And he can't even fight Fauci about the size of the child. He can't even fight the dude next to him. You trying to tell me he's fighting invisible people from secret societies that nobody could fight. Nobody can even see. Just stop, not me. No, I'm sorry. I could be wrong. He could be fighting the hell out of him. What do I know? What do I know? I just try to use my logic, and that don't make no sense to me. I got friends, they still holding to it. Choo! Man, I don't understand. I don't understand. That is not how the world works. Boy, it's not how the world works. Everything is free on this planet, though. Good morning, everybody. Oh, I got a lot I got to rant about, but you know, it's a wild goose chase. I got a picture. Hang on. I was trying to look and say, where does that saying come from? Wild goose chase. Well, because it's hard for an adult to catch a wild goose. An adult that pays attention, can read and write, can do some mathematics, can put 2 and 2 together and figure out when people's lying to them. But if you immature, you believe everything that the lords and your kings and hand down to you is mimicking the gods and aliens that came before them. Or not gods. It's just aliens. It's just angels and demons. That's all. If you can't seem to recognize that you ain't gonna catch that wild goose, then you're gonna be following upside down detour signs for the rest of your life. And that might not even be long. That extinction thing is right around the corner. I got a picture to show you. I can't show you because my desktop ain't doing what it's supposed to do. I don't even know. I'll shut that down. That don't look good at all. No, that don't look good. This is a Windows operating system. You know how to fix them. You just got to turn that sucker off and turn it back on. If this live stream cut off, I restarted, but I don't know why y'all would trust a man that can't make a decent operating system. But check. Can somebody go out to, what is that fact checker site? The one the CIA made for you. What is it called? Metabunk? Meta tell the monkeys was true so they can believe it. Meta double check. Meta controlled opposition. What is it called? Somebody do a fact check on Luciferase, demon A's. Somebody do a fact check on that. Tell me if that's true. Is that really, did he really call it that? I was kind of hoping that was a joke. That he calls it the mark. It was called Luciferase and it leaves a mark. It's a micro injection the dot, it leaves some dots on your skin. And somebody 1,000 years, 80,000 years ago tried to warn us about the mark of the beast when it's coming. And everybody can't wait to get it. People will line up for the mark of the beast. Y'all remember Revelation? You went to Sunday school just like I did. You wore your 3-piece suit and that little clip-on tie, just like I did. Unless you're a young person. Young people have no idea what I'm talking about. What 3-piece what? Clip-on what? Here you go, right here. You on a wild goose chase. There you go. Now it worked. There you go. Wild goose chase. If you're an adult, you ain't gonna catch the goose. The goose gonna outrun you because you don't eat apples. You eat McDonald's and bagels and Twinkies and all the other things you're not supposed to eat. And you eat organic food, but only just keeping you alive is not letting you thrive. That baby right there ain't gonna catch that goose. That's a wild goose chase because the sign upside down. Somebody told him that his little feet can move faster than the goose feet can. No, I ain't gonna catch them goose. Them goose gone. You ain't gonna catch nobody if you can't read the sign of the time. Ooh, if you cannot read the sign of the time, you know they upside down that sign to keep you running astray, running amok. Steel Post wrote a song. I gotta look at the lyrics real quick because I was singing that this morning. I think them brothers, they should probably write a Revelation book them damn self because they saw this coming. They saw all of this coming. They knew all the monkeys gonna turn on each other. They gonna beg for the mark of the beast. They won't be able to buy nor sell. And everybody's doing it, and they're still fighting religions. I don't know. I don't get y'all. I don't get y'all at all. They're proving this stuff over and over and over and over and over again. My former boyfriend recommended Metabunk to me so I can see the light. See the light? Do you see the light? I see the light. That reminds me of the Soul Brothers. What's the name? Soul Brothers? No, Blues Brothers. The Blues Brothers, Sandra. Yeah, that's a good thing. I'm glad that he recommended Metabunk to you. And you recommended that he go on his own way. Good idea. Good. Oh yeah, you need to go on your own way. That's my problem, Sandra. I'm with you, girl. I can't. I got monkeys everywhere. I got 98% monkeys running around here believing the beast. The Antichrist is on television and got 80,000 hits on his websites and his links and his lectures. Oh no. No. I can't have nobody in my house believing that stuff. No, you don't say that demon stuff to somebody else. Look at this. Hear the lyrics. Wild goose chase. I thought the destruction of creation would be the nuclear power and radiation, and I had something else. Have mercy. I thought judgment would come when them dropped the neutron bomb. No, they got something else. And man was heading for extinction with contraceptive pills that was made to kill legal murder. They call abortion. Now, you know, I don't get into it. I just look at it and say, you know what? You need to decide this stuff for yourself. You need to use your own brain cells and figure it out. I thought the invention of the robots, all forms of life would eventually stop. But now them done gone crazy. Mass producing test tube babies. Woo! On a wild goose chase. Wild goose chase. Laws of nature they just can't face. Ooh. Ambition is to mash up the place. Who shall save the human race? Laws of nature they just can't face. Well, the problem with the laws of nature is that they work. That's the problem with the laws of nature. They actually work. And the laws of profit means they have to break the laws of nature. All right. So everything you need is free on the earth. Everything you need is prolific in the ecosystem. But you got kings, lords, psychopathic billionaires and bankers, and these industries, they don't consolidate the resources on a free planet where everything is free to every single species that crawls, walks, talks, and watches television. Everything is free, but they don't make any profit unless they ban it from you. Right? Like this is how this all started. It started with the damn king. It started with that damn king and lords and chieftains. They wanted more than everybody else. So they had to ban things from you. We talked about that, Rousseau, and that, Native Americans, my ancestors, Cherokee, and Africans, they did it too. The Irish, all of them did it. One person, one psychopath decided, you know what? If I ban them From my land, this is my land, not your land, from California to the New York Islands, they could ban you from getting all the things that are free on this planet. And that's how you enslave the human race, is you ban what is free. Speaking of California, oh my God, that just fits right. It's just so much. It's so much. What is the name of that county? Anybody here from California? California in the house. If you ever see a sign that says Ventura County, you ever driving, see that bypass? They have, like, in America, we have overpasses and bypasses, right? You could, like, bypass the road through the city. If you ever see a sign that says Ventura County, if you ever visiting California, I got relatives out there, or you live out there, you need to take the bypass. You need to go around the whole damn county. Do not get yourself caught in Ventura County at dark, at night, in the dawn, in the morning. Do not do. Did y'all see what that county health official said? Did y'all see that? Was that Peg Mac? Yeah, you probably the one that sent it to me. Ruining my morning. This man talking about, what is that called? Oh, let me go to my thread. What is that? What do you call it? Don't get me on the fake news. I'll start making stuff up. I know I will. That's why I tell people it's entertainment. Don't listen to me. Do not listen to me. You need somebody. We got my friends that call themselves the truthers. Y'all need to go listen to the truthers. They tell you the truth. Me, I'm going to tell you, we all going to die. We all going, if we don't get that pacifier out of our mouth, we ain't never going to catch that goose. Yeah, that child, I can't say the baby need a gun. You say that, they throw you out. That baby needs something. That baby ain't never going to catch that wild goose because it doesn't know the sign is upside down and they lead you in the wrong direction. Always lead you in the wrong direction. What is the name? Ventura County is called contact. Let me show you. It's called contact tracing. Contact tracing. Yeah, that was Peg. That was you. That's you. She liked to wake me up and try to get me. She tried to scare me. Like Peg Mac. I got a bunch of friends, and some try to inform me. Peg Mac is not an informer. She does not try to inform me. She just tried to scare the hell out of me. She doesn't like, no, she like my own personal Stephen King. If you're on her list, she got the list that she send out. Let you know. They got this thing called contact tracing in Ventura County. I ain't never never. I don't care who is there. And California got some of the finest women on this planet. They're going to be fine without a G. Because I ain't going there. Hell no. Hell no. They got something called contact tracing. Let this man explain it to you. Did y'all watch it? What now, Ventura? Oh, okay, Robert Walt. You don't know about it, Robert? Robert, you out in California. You better know about it. All right, hang on. You know what, Peg? I thought I had the link ready to go. Was that you too? Let me see if I can find it. They got something called contact tracing. I'll tell you about it. I'll post the link. You watch it later. They've lost their damn minds. We wish you that. They lost their damn mind alert for the state of California, Ventura County. What they're saying is contact tracing. I want y'all to refer back. You know how I don't like to say I told you so, but I'm gonna say I told you. I told you so. You say that every week. I know, but I told you so. I know the things I know. I don't know the things I don't know. I do know IT and I know software and I know what these monkeys have been up to. All right. They remember I told you, refer back to a video about a year ago, and I told you that they can track you by the top of your damn head. They track you by the top of your car, the rust spots, the type of car, the color. Remember I told you that? They literally track you by the bird poop and the goose poop on the top of the car. Remember I told you that? And they link it all together in database? I hadn't told you that. You ain't listened, did you? You say, oh, he crazy. He don't know. He makes stuff and it don't even make no sense. If they could track people, why would they do that? See, if they released contact tracing, no, take it back. Sister Elaine had a great post. She said something to the effect that snitches get stitches. Don't snitch on people if you get the Rona. But number one, I love Sister to death. Let me tell you something though. First of all, we all get the Rona every single year. She know that though. She know that. We all get the Rona. The Rona, you ain't every. That's why I got a year after it. That's the Rona you're supposed to get for that year. You had 16, 17, 18, it's 19, and you're going to get one in 20. Everybody's supposed to get it. That's how that's how you get the immunity for the whole species. All right. Snitches get stitches. Don't tell on people. It doesn't matter if you tell on people. It don't even matter. It matters not. And there's another California county out there that's saying that you're supposed to tell on people. I forgot. He the snitch governor. Is it the governor who said that? Y'all supposed to tell on people now? It doesn't really matter. Because if they're releasing apps now that show you so you can track who got the Rona and who came in contact with someone else got the Rona, that's that Edward Snowden stuff. They've been doing this a long time. If they're just releasing it to the public, they probably didn't had this for decades, okay? They already know who got what, who met with who's by who's, you know what, this was about 2 years ago. 2 years ago. I remember I ran into a friend, and the friend walked away, and we talked for about 5-10 minutes, and there's somebody I've never seen on Facebook, ain't never been around on Facebook. We don't need face to book. We book in the face. We not at all. And damn sure within an hour, I got a pop-up, someone you might know was the guy I was talking to for 5 or 10 minutes. They already know from your cell phone who you're by, why you're around them, how long you're around them, and what you're saying. And they sent me a friend suggestion, not a friend request, a friend suggestion. They already got that information. They already know who's been around who. They use this to track you all the damn time. All right? So you don't have to worry about that. But that's Ventura. That's in the news right now. Ventura. Did anybody look up? Did y'all look it up? Anybody do it? Anybody look up Satana's? Nobody look up Satana's? No, anybody look? Y'all want me to look? I ain't gonna look it up. I know I've retired. I said that on Tony's stream last night. I've retired. So no, yeah, you go to G stream, he'll tell you to research. No, he won't. He used to. You know, them links is getting less and less. I'm tired. I'm tired. I got work to do. I really, people who care will do the research themselves. They'll go look it up. Did anybody look up if it's really called, if his cure is really, his new way of disseminating the mark of the beast to you is called Luciferase? Did y'all look it up? Oh, here's the other thing, metaphorically. Oh, it's foot and mouth. It's foot and mouth. It's foot and mouth, and the slow restart is a tic-tac. That's what that is. Oh, that's called Luciferase. Who's that? Somebody came in new? I said that a few minutes ago. That's me. I'm asking. Did somebody answer the question? Did he really call it Luciferase? Or y'all just playing? Y'all pulling my foot? Because you gotta be careful, because people like to lie too. It was actually invented by DARPA, Patty said. Yeah, it probably was, because DARPA said we should not be making none. And that's probably what it is. That's probably why the people in DARPA said that we should not be having any of this technology. When the people, once again, when the people, the technology people who love technology like I do, and they love to play with it, when it goes beyond what religiously they know they should be messing with, they warn you. And that's why the people in DARPA are saying we need to stop. We need to change the mission statement. We cannot continue to make weapons. We're going to kill everybody. And the lady wrote that book about it. Gee, I sent you a messenger. Okay, hold on. All right, thank you. So it's real. I just want to hear that it's real. I'm going to check that in a minute. You're right. Things I've Googled. It pops up on my Facebook. Yes, it does, Mindy. They're listening to your phone is always on. Every site you go to is recorded. Everywhere you go, the top of your head. Everything you say, if you got the Rona, all the diseases that you have, it all correlates in this big database that completely violates HIPAA, BIPA, PIPA, the Constitution, Bill of Rights, natural law, and all of it. All those things were sheets of paper, y'all. They were just sheets of paper. Government don't give two damns about no sheet of paper. Not after they got a police state. That's a bipartisan thing. I'm not on anybody's side of anything. Cover up. Cover up and play pissed off bombers doing their thing. All right, Mark. Man, you talking in rhymes for me. I gotta show y'all something. I gotta show you. Because you know how I said I like the meat. I like the printing of the meat. Well, that's another thing Mr. Billy Fence is into. He's into printing of the meat. He's in. Why is California always into this? Seems like every time something go wrong in the room, it's California got their fingers in the bowl. Every time it's in California. Isn't that where that Memphis meat is at? No. That's Memphis. That's Texas. Are they in California? I thought they were in California. They called it Memphis meat. We about to find out. And if somebody making meat in California, they can call it Memphis meat. They need to check. Is it in Memphis, California? It never rains in Memphis, California. This is all I'm not in rare form. I'm not. You know what? Maybe I am. It's springtime. This is how I am. At the end of every flu season, when I stop social distancing from people who don't know what real food is. Because I always social distance from people at flu season. I get happy because I can start getting free hugs again. Where is this at? Where is this? Memphis Meats. Where they at? Memphis Meats. I thought they were in California. Maybe they're in Texas. Oh boy. Y'all gonna let that stand in Texas? Y'all there in Texas?
Waking up every morning and knowing I get to work at Memphis Meats is one of the greatest things about waking up each morning.
You wind up getting to work with and collaborate with on a daily basis folks with really unique perspectives and different motivations.
On any given day, you could be talking about anything from food science to marine biology.
But everybody's kind of united by one common goal to make clean meat happen.
We've got a great team at Memphis Meats. People
We got a great team at Memphis Meats.
got great senses of humor. People want to work together.
I know I can always count on my teammates to be there with like, hey, they'll bring me dinner sometimes when I'm late.
Across the board, the folks are amazing. And at the same time, there are no egos at all.
It's important to have a team that you really feel you can trust and rely on, and we've got some really talented, amazing people.
We have
You know what? I believe them. I believe. You're right. That's not even Texas. That's Tennessee. What's worse than that, Ivana, is I was just there. But I limit what I keep on my mental Rolodex. Texas, Tennessee, they both start with T, a few other letters in there, but they all got guns. They all got guns and they'll use them. So first of all, that's not the video I want to show. I really don't care about the culture of Memphis Meats. I already know they got good people. I know, because like I said, I like the idea of growing meat. It actually makes a lot of sense. You're going to save a lot of animal lives. The vegans can go back to acting normal instead of having them snot bubbles everywhere, yelling, screaming at everybody. And the other side can start being ignorant, posting pictures. Oh, we didn't murderize some meat. I'm going to cut it up and butcher it up and blood on the face and everything. That used to be me a long time ago. I used to like my steaks rare, my country style spare ribs. I like it when you got the veins just in between your teeth and you had to pull them out. I used to like that, but I'm a vegetarian. I like the idea. It ain't got nothing to do with the animals. It's got to do with the fact that the meat is not healthy. Right? Meat is not healthy. You absolutely should not be eating meat from no damn grocery store. That's the cheapest meat on the planet. Them animals are full of antibiotics and vaccinations and everything else. You do not, and they don't even eat their own food. How do I know that? Well, I know that for a fact. Why? Because we live in America. The cheapest thing rules. Whatever you do, cheaper than everybody else, you're gonna rule. And I ain't just been to Tennessee, I've been to Texas. Last time I was in Texas, or one of the last times, I rode past the beef. What's the beef part of Texas? I forgot the beef capital. Man, we were in that car for about 20 minutes and it was like cow, 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 space, cow, 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 ditch for diarrhea and dookie, cow, 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 building, cow, cow, cow. We literally looked at millions, if not billions of cows for damn near 20 minutes, and I don't even know what road that is in Texas. Whoever grows the most meat wins. Whoever grows the most meat will put the most meat in your grocery store. That's how I know. And I'm gonna tell you the same thing with the crops and the same discussions I have about organic food, all right? Whoever does it the cheapest, they win, and that's what you're eating the most of. And what do they do with food? Well, the cheaper you can grow it, the less problems you have, the more you're gonna have. They know if they just pour all kinds of natural herbicides, natural fertilizers, and kill everything in the soil that needs that plant to grow and make healthy, delicious vegetables, they know that they can get something that looks like an apple. On the inside, if you do that spectral analysis test, it's not an apple, it's a fapple. You realize it's not dense, right? It wasn't grown in the food forest, it was grown in an organic field. Same thing with the meats. All right, the cheapest meat you have, they make the same decision at the corporate level. We got millions of beef, what are we gonna do? Well, we can't let them get sick, so they all gotta get vaccinated. Okay, what else do they need? They all need their antibiotics. Okay, they all get their antibiotics. You're eating the cheapest meat on the land. So this is what I'm saying is, you're not eating natural meat now. You're not eating it now. So I like the idea of the growing the meat. My problem with growing meat is who's invested in it. Did y'all know that Bill Gates He owns a portion now of Memphis Meats. Did y'all know that? I think it's a bad idea now. Now I think it's a bad idea because they put these nice young people in front of you like, oh, we believe in the process. We're going to grow food and feed the world. It's going to be healthy and nutritious. Da, 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 da. Money decides. Money always decides. And if he's sitting on that board, he's going to make them final decisions. And if that man is putting tissue in your market of beast that's going to be micro-injected in you, if he's doing that, and he's got people cheering him right now, begging him for a cure, and he ain't took one biology class in his life, and that man owns Memphis Meats, or he owns a portion of it, he gonna decide. And when he decides, it's not gonna go good for the people eating that stuff. That's all I'm saying. Money decides. I don't live in the political world. Okay, I live in the money world. Money and economics decides. Profit makes all the decision, and everything in nature is free. So they literally have to break the world to make profit. All right. Let's go right here because I think here go. Here's explaining the process.
Meat is a core component of the human experience, but raising animals for food is associated with a slew of problems for the environment, animals, and human health. At Memphis Meats, we are developing a way to produce delicious meat without the need to feed, breed, and slaughter animals. Our process is simple. First, we obtain animal cells, for example, from a tenderloin. We identify which cells are self-renewing and will be able to produce more starter cells in the future. We feed the cells nutrients, the same nutrients that all animals require to grow. This entire process will take place in a brewery. Similar to beer breweries, our facility will be open to public tours. Once the cells have grown, voila! Delicious protein-packed meat is ready to be cooked and eaten. Because we won't need to feed, breed, and slaughter animals, we can avoid many of the problems of and we expect our products to be better for the environment, the animals, and we expect our...
I got an asphyxiation with poo nowadays. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because it's growing season. I was stuck behind that manure spitter. See, this is what you got to do to grow. This is what they do now. And one of the main reasons why this is a good idea to grow meat, not Memphis meat, not anything Gates is invested in, not anything the beasts are invested in. It's a good idea because you drinking that. You're drinking that. And so am I. Yes, we're drinking. The poo-poo don't go nowhere. It just go to the process plant. The process plant can't process it all. So they process what they can, they kill the rest, and they put it right back in the water, and you drink it. Or you spray it on your garden. And all the pesticides and all the chemicals and the whatever the chemicals are and the vaccines and the mammal vaccines and the pharmaceuticals and antibiotics, they just come right back into the system. So that's why growing meat's a good idea. It's a great idea. You can grow healthy meat, responsible meat with lots of different microbiology and all it needs. You got to figure out a few things. I'm not going to say it's the exact science because it's a weird thing to me. Putting cells in a petri dish and making them grow. Man, animals do things like they run. They got muscles. They got immune systems. They got other cells that do other things. White blood cells. When you eat meat, you're eating a lot of different things. A lot of different things. So it's the beginnings. But what I do know is where we are, we can't stay. We can't stay. You can't keep dumping crap in the water and we drink the crap. Same with Viagra. Same with all the other stuff. You know, you destroy the ecosystem. You know, we already got a problem. But that's the only way you make it profitable is by you destroy the ecosystem.
Our products to be better for the environment, the animals, and humanity. Join our movement by following this link. Better meat, better world.
Better meat, better world. I agree with that too. Version 22.0. It'll be better meat, better world. 1.0, not with Bill Gates. No, you're not going to get nothing healthy. That was another good discussion. And it's not just the beef. Well, I'm not going to eat beef. I'm not going to. It's not really your choice. They really didn't ask you. I'm just going to eat fish and chicken. Oh, they got something for you. They already did chicken, fish right here on his way.
That means we need to respond more quickly than the virus.
Oh, Lord.
Someday, the fish on your dinner plate, kind of like this one or this one or this one, could come from a bioreactor rather than the ocean.
See, hang on. Remember a couple of my friends and I, we say things like open source. We need an open source world. You know why we say that? But you realize there ain't no damn chance in hell you gonna get me eating anything that come out of that. I don't even care if it look like this. If it looks like an apple a day that keeps the demonaries away, that whatever the name of that thing is, I ain't eating nothing that come out of that. It ain't gonna happen. Not now, not in the current model where profit decides. Now, if we got an open source world, you might kind of make a debate. You got to put a window on the side of that. I need some scientists that I know ain't working for profit to pay mortgages, to drive BMWs and BMXs or whatever they drive. Looking through that window, I need to see people with like labs and stuff. I don't want them all to be American. I need some of them that are Russian. I need some German people over, because the Germans, they good with technology. I need the Europeans, I need some Africans and some people from Latin America. They're all scientists, geeks, pocket protectors, big thick glasses, who are all there for free, debating and peer reviewing and looking in that window and trying to test things. And yeah, this is normal. This is what it's supposed to do. You got an open source world, I'll trust some of the science. I'll trust some of the creations. But as long as you do not have an open source world, you ain't got no hippies over there with thick glasses looking at that meat saying that stuff is okay to eat. Not me. No, I take extinction. I'm on the side of extinction. Open source world, great things happen. Free world, we're free humans, where they're not forced into forced labor camps called societies and nations, where they got to serve a global cabal of 0.01% that want all the resources on the damn planet. Open source, I'm on that. As long as you got secrets, I know something is in the meat that I don't want in me. All right? I have a water distiller. You do, Tommy? Is that safer? A water distiller. There's any still water in nature, brother? You know what? I'm with you. I drink distilled water and spring water. I like spring water better because in nature I see springs. I don't see no still water nowhere in nature. And when I do, I know it's acid or anaerobic. I stay away from it. I don't even know what the word means, brother. But I will tell you this. There's springs in nature, and that's healthy. There's water everywhere you go. You dig down, get down there about 10 feet, 20 feet, 25 feet, get down to the water sand layer, and it's fresh water. I don't know about the still water. Mine say spring, yours say still, and they probably lying on both. Because in this world right now, crime pays. Crime pays when money decides. When money decides, crime pays. And they said, oh, your spring water comes from down the street in Pennsylvania. They probably do. They take it right out the tap, put it right in that bottle for me. Don't talk with food in your mouth. Okay, Paul, I'm talking with food in my mouth. You know what's the problem with me, Paul? The problem with me, I don't like authority. Don't ever tell me what to do. I'm going to do the opposite. You tell me to do it, I'm going to do the opposite. This is why I don't work well on anybody's team. I'm not a team player at all. I used to be. When I worked in corporate America and worked for the big criminal elite, I was a great team player. I was a slave. Oh my goodness. Oh, jump down, turn around, pick a bale of cotton, knock it, jump down, turn around, pick a bale of hay. Yeah, I step in the fetch and put my black lace on. I'd do anything I had to get that paycheck. Have me a sports car and luxury apartment. Oh yeah. Not now. No. I'm back to how I was when I was 5 years old. You tell me what to do, I'm going the other way. That's why I ain't no good with the news. How do I watch the news? We don't even watch the news no more. We used to watch the news here all the time. We watch the news. They say left, I say right. They say right, I say left. They say it's up, they say got to be down. It's down, oh, I'm going up. The billionaire owns that news. It's spring water, I know it's dookie in it. I know it's tap water, it's got some Viagra and all kind of other stuff. You know why, Paul? Because like we believe it the first time around, and 10 years later, somebody does a report. Some scientist, like who's that lady? She got her video deleted, her documentary. The one who's saying Fauci is a criminal and he was behind all the stuff that I can't say here because they'll probably delete it too and YouTube delete it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Judy What's-a-Blip. 10 years, they say, oh yeah, it's safe, it's good, he's a great man, he's a good man, he's gonna tell you good things, he's gonna cure you, you be careful, you can get your gloves and your mask, y'all be careful out there, be safe. 10 years later, somebody like her come out. Like, nah, he been killing people a long time. Oh, he in bed with the dude who got the frankincense, not frankincense. What's that called again? I keep messing up. Luciferase. At the end of the time, Luciferase. Every 10 years, Paul's like, oh, it's good 10 years. No, it ain't. Good, no, it ain't. Coffee, good, no, it ain't. Food, meat, good, no, it ain't. Organic, good, no, it ain't. I don't believe anything, Paul. I'm horrible. I'm a horrible team player. I deny authority anytime it shows up. And it's not because I know better than authority. I don't know better. What do I know? I just know anyone who claims authority over me is not my friend. That's what I know. He claimed authority over me, and I know Paul is joking. Paul and I, we do this, we go back. I always go back, and it's just like, no, on for-profit, closed source, slave planet, keep everybody slaves at birth, the debt to billionaires while people cheer for it as patriots. I know everything on that planet gonna go wrong. Everything will, because everything in nature is free. Everything in nature is free. And maybe that's how you make a for free Garden of Eden work for profit, is you not only ban things, but you ban information. Right? You ban so they can't grow the food, you ban the land so they don't actually own it, you ban the houses so they can't make hemp houses and cannabis houses and clay houses and whatever they want to do, fantasy houses with the cop houses. You ban everything that they want, and then you force them into paths that are profitable. And then you make them, then you normalize it and you cheer for it. And that's what I think is happening with the that contact tracing stuff. I don't think they need you to snitch on nobody. They already know everything that you're doing. I tried it, and this is why Ty had an issue with me before. I tried to tell, I said, Ty, ain't no secrets on the internet, brother. There ain't none. When I was in corporate America, wasn't no secrets from me. Okay? You got an admin account, you got the root account, and you know the network engineer. You ain't got no secrets from us. It just ain't gonna happen. If they ain't had no secrets from us then, I guarantee you the NSA, FBI, CIA, all the rest of them, they ain't no server, they ain't ever been made. United States of America, they don't know what's on. They know exactly who QAnon, and their brother and their mother, their uncle, they know everything. They know everything about him. They know everything about Ivana. They know everything about Paul. They know exactly where Jack is at. They know what Tommy is drinking right now. And they know where Sandra's going this afternoon, because they got the predictive analysis too. Ain't no secrets. They know it all. I think that the reason they want you to snitch is a psychological thing. I think it's that Eddie Bernays stuff. I think it's that propaganda stuff. I think it's that normalizing stuff. They're trying to normalize, who's that? Citizen Deb telling on Tommy. That's what they're trying to do. Citizen Deb done grew up with Tommy. They friends. They used to play kickball together. They used to play that, what's that football game back in poverty? The kids now, they got real football games. I can't even tell if the kids is playing a game or watching football. We had paper football. Y'all remember paper football? You get a sheet of paper and you fold it up like a little football, poverty football. And you sit down at your desk back then, because our desk and the chairs were connected. You sit down at your desk, and your friend, because the teacher lead a room, like, take names, I'm leaving. I need you, Susie, to snitch on everybody while I go to the office. And she'd go to the office, and Susie on our side, everybody, all the kids turn their desk around. We start playing football. I forgot what that was called. Poverty football, paper football, whatever it's called. They're trying to normalize people telling on each other. Right? They're trying to normalize this world. They're trying to normalize virtual reality and virtual games. There are people who live on Facebook. There are people who live on YouTube. They live on the internet. Like, that's their whole life in existence. These are people who want to check into the matrix, and they will fight, kick, steal, rob, snitch on you, and inject you to so they can go in their matrix, right? Because that's what Siler, what's his name? Siler on the Matrix. That's what he did. Because the steak tastes delicious. The steak tastes delicious. You mean it's like, finger football. Thank you, Jack. Finger football. Like, honestly, like, really think about this for a minute. I know I'm rough on the guys. I'm rough on the guy. I'm supposed to be. I still fit in that category they call guy, right? I'm supposed to be rough on myself. Like, how can you not be? You judge yourself within your own mirror. Don't worry about nobody else's. Like, men, come on. Let's think about it. Like, think about what you know. Think about what makes them tick. Now, I'm not talking about nobody over 80. And there's a few of them. I didn't been to the old folks' home. And a few of them tick on the same things that the young guys tick on. You mean to tell me they got a virtual reality that look just like football, and they're working on the stimulation where they got the thing and it makes you feel certain ways in certain areas? Because they started with the little vibration control, and now they're getting better at it. You mean to tell me when they can't stimulate certain areas, and they Pamela Anderson, I don't know who people are into now. I don't even watch entertainers. Whoever the finest fine women are. You mean to tell me your neighbor who you've been turning down for dates for damn near the last decade Wouldn't even give him the color of chocolate, a phone number, a friend date to get some latte. And now he can have Pamela Anderson at the same time with who else people like? Who are the supermodels? The Kardashians or something? I don't even watch it, like I said. You mean tell me he can have all the Kardashians at the same time and he gonna really think he there? You think he gonna turn on AI? You think he's not gonna snitch on you? Say they normalize snitching and they got devices to let people live fake lives like they're free. They can have anything they want, go wherever they want. If you mean to tell me you can take a woman and it's not gonna sound right, but you can put her in any mall she wants to be in the world at any time and got 800 shoe stores around her, and she go to an ATM in the virtual world, she put that thing in there, and the thing spit out, and if she got $80,000 in her account to buy some shoes, you mean to tell me she ain't gonna turn on you? She gonna turn on you. She gonna turn on you. That's just how this world works. They know what we want, people. They watch everything. They got all the information. They got your porn profile. They know the type of guy you like. They know the way you like it. They know where you want to go on vacation. They know how much money you want. They know the car you want to drive, and they will plug you into the virtual world. And people will beg to go. They'll beg to go. That's just where we are. See, we are in Reveal-lations, right? And that's one of the things they talked about is people will beg because to buy or sell, they need the sign. They need the demon. What is that? I already forgot the name. Luciferase. You need your Luciferase mark to leave your house. People are tired of being in their house now. You mean they're out there? You mean to tell me that people who are in their house now who want to come out, they say, hey, you got to get this to come out. You don't think they'll do it? I know the monkeys better than that. Let me just finish watching this.
Could come from a bioreactor rather than the ocean.
So at first, it was really hard to generate investor interest in this kind of company. There's been like a wild rush of companies in the past few months.
That was Mike Selden. He runs a startup in San Francisco called Finless Foods.
This was the California.
They're trying to grow fish meat in a lab using stem cells. You've probably heard of startups replicating land-based meat in the lab. Think beef, pork, and chicken. But lab-grown salmon, tuna, and shellfish are also attracting serious attention from big-time investors. A couple years ago, there were no companies focusing on cultured seafood. Now a handful have cropped up, including Finless Foods, Blue Nalu, Wild Type, and Sea Future. Investors like Draper Associates and Spark Capital have backed these startups to the tune of about $12 million. Those funding rounds closed in 2018. In comparison, land-based meat companies have raked in at least $40 million by August 2018, according to PitchBook. Companies like Finless Foods say cultured fish could reduce overfishing and feed the world's growing demand for seafood. And fish is easier to grow in the lab than land-based meat. This is Chris Kerr, a venture capitalist.
So just from a pure kind of execution standpoint, it seems like something that might be a little more attainable, a little bit quicker. So that was relevant from kind of entry market standpoint.
Growing fish in a lab remains super expensive. The companies are racing to see who can bring costs low enough to break into the more than $120 billion seafood market. The earliest you might get to try lab-grown fish is the end of next year. That's when Finless Foods wants to debut bluefin tuna in high-end restaurants.
End of next year, and this video was 2018. It's the world we live in. Is there a world we live in right now? What we gonna do? What we gonna do? Well, maybe you need to stop cheering for people that aren't trying to solve the problems. Maybe stop cheering for people breaking nature because it's profitable to break nature. Maybe you stop cheering for the people that hide information from you because it's profitable to hide information from you. Maybe you stop turning on your neighbor. Maybe you do what Christ Henderson right there. Yeshua Christ Henderson right there. She said, I know myself. I have morals. I couldn't turn on somebody for monetary value. I've learned to live learned to live without a lot of wants. That's what we talked about yesterday. Right? People who have wants, they'll turn you in every day, all day long. Look at your neighbor's eye. Everybody look out your window right now. Look at your neighbor's house. What do they got things? I'm gonna tell you who turned you in. Look at the driveway. You see an old, beat up, rusty hoopty with a wheel falling off and half the bumper dragging on the ground. You see somebody, you know, no grass in their yard, they got mint, some ferns, and some tomatoes and peppers they just starting to get in, you know? Or do you look out and you see like a nice manicured lawn? They got a high fence that you can't jump over, neither can the deer. They got that nice new unit in the back of the house. They got a BMW in the driveway, or a Benz or a Hummer or something. Then the wife got 2 cars. The husband got 1, got his sports car. Nice and clean lines on the vinyl siding. These people are turning you in. What Christ is talking about is when you learn to live within your means, you can actually be free. When you don't need anything from these kings and lords, and you can turn on the kings and lords. You can tell them where they got to go. When you're, another way to say it, if you are dependent to the system, you're going to do whatever the system tells you, right? See, this is why the master made sure he kept the food supply. He kept the medicine supply and the water supply. Why? Because the slave's going to do exactly what the master tells them what to do. That's why I talk about this world the way that I do. That we are literally on a plantation. They're treating us like we're slaves or less. If they control everything, your neighbor's going to turn you in, your mama going to turn you in, your kid's going to turn you in because of what somebody just said. Eat shade. What is eat shade? I've never looked at it. Let's look at eat shade. Why? Because Sister Citizen Deb says it's relative to the conversation. I've not looked at a video game called eat shade. You mean to tell me if your child is like looking at the future, and your child wants to live in the Matrix, wants to have anything, go anywhere, sit in the house in their drawers and play video games, like, you mean to tell me they won't turn their parents in? You better run a check. Better run a check. It's called Eat Shade. It's a video game. I haven't looked at it. I do my best to see if I can get a screen print of this for everybody. I do my best to avoid it. It's winter. It's springtime. I've been outside. I was outside every day in winter. I'm outside now. Eat Shade. What is this? Eat Shade review. What is it about? Even the ocean. Please don't tell me this is one of these worlds you can go live in. Is this one of these worlds you can go live in? Not gameplay. I see a screenshot. I mean, the Matrix is coming. I think that was a Reveal-lations too. I think that was a Revelations. I think that was something prophetic where somebody had deja vu and they saw into the future. People are going to beg to check in. You know, maybe that's what like all social distancing and lockdown is. Oh, it's safe to be at home. It's safe to be in your house. Plug in your nature, plug into the Matrix, work at home, plug into these worlds. Is that what it is? I mentioned E-Shade to you a couple of weeks ago. The premise is you are a traveling painter exploring the island of E-Shade. Paint plus talk to the inhabitants, learn and make friendships, and help those in need. I mean, that sounds beautiful, Citizen Deb. That does. I mean, that sounds pretty. And it sounds beautiful. And that's usually what they do. They make it sound good, right? And that's what Memphis Meets is doing. You hire some hippie kids. Oh, we're having a great time and we're family and we play pinochle and people bring me my lunch and we work together and we have fun. We're like a big family. I love being here. Oh, you know, and it's just like, okay, well, those people are growing my meat. Damn it. Well, you know, they're good people. Maybe they can grow my meat. But Bill Gates is investing in it. So they always serve us like, remember I say they give us a nice, delicious looking salad with a little poo-poo on the side and you kind of look over the poo-poo. I mean, that sounds great, but I'm scared of these gameplay games. I'm scared of these reality games. I'm scared of because I think I know what they're trying to do with it. They're trying to normalize people sitting in their house, living out their life in a fantasy matrix. And every day they walk us closer and closer to that matrix where your neighbor will turn on you at the drop of a dime. All right. Danielle is in the house. Danielle St. John. If y'all don't follow her, y'all should follow her. Her throat hurts because she is not eating in her garden. Danielle, I don't know where the hell she lives. Somewhere out there in Colorado or California. Her neighbors get it. Her neighbors, they planting food on the damn sidewalk. Next to the sidewalk, they got signs that say, this is for human consumption, not for your dog. They get it. They get it. People who got food and water, they got freedom. If you are a dependent, like Christ was saying too, if you're a dependent on the system, you will do exactly what the system tells you to do. Exactly what the system tells you to do. Now's the time to get strong. Now's the time to step away, live within your means, learn to live on minimalist stuff that keeps you happy. And if what keeps you happy keeps you dependent on the system, you need to go discover some happiness that's not based in psychopathy and extinction. All right. Me too won't betray anyone, rather die myself. And that's where I'm at, Christine. Like I said, I'm gonna live free or I'm gonna die young at 29, Christine. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna be around here at 30 and listening to these people. No, I'm gonna live free. Human life is about being free. If I can't be free, then you can go ahead and send me away. That's time for me to get off the bus, and you can throw me off the bus if you want to. But I can tell you this, I can guarantee you damn this. You would not put no Luciferase on me, in me, around me, and I damn sure ain't gonna kiss nobody that's got the mark on them. I'm gonna tell you right now. Anybody look it up and make sure that ain't fake news? AI is already here via smart devices. They are slowly activating it, or aliens are. Peg Mac, I actually agree with you. Not on the alien part. Like aliens are here. I don't know that they care about us. I don't know that we've ever seen. I know that they're here. We're in an ecosystem surrounded by ecosystems. To me, it's illogical to say anything other. It's a mathematical impossibility that we are the salt of the world in the universe and the solar systems and the dimensions. That's a narcissistic, psychopathic idea. Is AI in control? I think I'd be a fool, Peg, to have worked in IT, to sit here and tell people I don't think AI is in control. I actually think AI is. Now, is AI in control of the whole thing? Is there one AI? Like, those are the interesting questions to me, right? Like, I can see, it's like how we talk about the military. You know, what I said before, which is, you know, turning on Skynet isn't a theory, right? Every nation in the world is rushing to turn on Skynet. Every nation in the world. Why? Because they make tanks. That's how I know. They make drones. The first nation to turn on AI on their military or their police will immediately have total control. They'll win every war because you don't have to have the best military to win the war. All you got to do is have the best logistics. All you have to do is be able to make command decisions quickly. So every nation from America to Russia to China to the Republic of Zimbabwe, they're all racing to turn on AI. So the idea that they would make something close-ish and not turn it on is illogical. Of course they're going to turn it on. The question is, does it run everything? And are there multiple AIs? Like, does America have an AI? Do the Rothschilds got an AI? Does China got an AI? Do the Rockefellers have an AI? Those are the important questions to me. But this is why, part of why I don't do politics, Peg, because I know everything's about power and money. And whoever turns the AI on, they're going to have most of the power and the money. I always go back to economics. But what's real, what's factual and provable, and show me the link, you can't do that. You got to use your brain. That's why you got it. You got to use critical thought. We live on a planet where it's too late. We've already given up all of our rights. We've given away secrecy to these psychopathic 0.01% billionaires that are literally making nice games for us to go live on while they take more resources on the earth. And that's the economic side of it. Well, why would they want us to go live in the matrix? Because you use resources. You're breathing their oxygen, you're drinking their water, and they're all fighting amongst themselves who gets to own the most of it, and you're just in the way. Like, billionaires don't hate you and the trillionaires don't hate you. You're just like a bug or something that's kind of in the way. Things are a little easier if you just stay in your house and you live in a pod. And like, there's an example right there. That's a very good, you could literally live in a pod like the Matrix. They can grow your meat and your food and goo, and it goes through your mouth, you poop it out, it gets recycled, and you drink it back in. And as long as most people got something pretty like that Escape video game, and they got all the pretty ladies they want, they got the nice man that they want, he's nice and kind and friendly, and he lays down his coat when it's watering and chivalrous and opens the door, and then she finally gets sick of him, she can make him blonde. She can give him a six-pack, right? She can give him grays if she wants to. Or the same thing with him. He decides he's tired with the vixen. He wants the lady with the big bazooma boombas. Hell yeah, people would drink doo-doo for that. Hell yeah, they would. That's a get right in that Matrix pod. Get right in that Matrix. Hook me up. They like, but they're normalizing this stuff. That's just where we are. Cease to key V. We are already dead and lost at sea. Go on, Brother Jack Hall. We are dead and lost at sea. Anybody who has any time, you need to look it up. You need to look it up. Literally, your government that loves you has already declared you dead and lost at sea. These are scary things, Jack Hall, that people know. When you post stuff like that, most folks have no idea what you're talking about. He's talking about the dead at sea. Is it DOS? or no, DOA, dead on arrival. I forgot what it's called. The maritime law, where America became a corporation. And America became United States Incorporated, all caps. The Act of 1871. Maritime law took over. You are a commodity. And then everybody on everybody's birth certificate, it's in all caps. Why do you think your birth certificate's in all caps? You think because it's like Brother Mark here, somebody was yelling, the doctor was yelling? No, it's in all caps, because anything in all caps in that old British law, it means that it's a corporation or it's dead at sea. It means that you actually don't own anything. When sailors went out to sea, they wrote smaller case their name. No, they wrote their name in uppercase when they went out to sea. Why? Because most people die at sea. And anybody came back, they wrote the name of the next manifest in lowercase. So anybody's name who's still in uppercase, they know we're dead at sea. Now all their assets are taken. And that's exactly what happened to America in the Act of 1871. That's how I know Donald Trump ain't running nothing. Barack Obama ain't running nothing. Fauci still sitting in there. He ain't fighting no deep state. Clinton wasn't running nothing. The last president who actually tried to run anything was JFK, and they put him in the ground. All right. So that's what Jack is talking about. But you could spend time reading the laws, or you could spend time with your emotions, making up stuff on the internet. You know? That is actually a great way to spend a lockdown. I'd be very encouraged if people started reading the law, during a lockdown. And I'm not talking about YouTube. I'm not talking about Vimeo. I'm not talking about Facebook. These are just platforms. They're just media. What you have to do is actually go to the government websites and read the laws. Read the Act of 1871 and read the Federal Reserve Act. It'll ruin your day. If you politic before, you will not politic after. If you can understand the words that you're reading, you'll know that that this is literally a corporation. This is a corporation that has corporations underneath it. And the corporations only care about one thing: profit and power. That's all they care about. They don't care about you. George Carlin said that. And so it's a corporate monarchy. In fact, with Tony, we might add that it's a feudal corporate monarchy. And until we start acting like we're adults, let me find my little man at. Until we start acting like we're adults, instead of chasing them damn gooses with a pacifier in our mouth, knowing we can't catch them, until you realize that detour sign is upside down, you're detouring the wrong way, it's a wild goose chase. Until you realize that, you're literally waiting for your extinction. Those corporations, they don't care. They don't care the reason. Why would they do that? They're gonna kill them too. You ever get that debate where say, well, why would they kill us? Because then they're gonna kill themselves too. You ever heard of a Unabomber? Not the Unabomber. What is it called when the people strap the bomb to them chests because they're so sick of America? They're so sick of America. Well, not America, United States Incorporation, working for Rothschilds and Rockefellers that people still think is a government, but it's a corporation with departments to make them think they still have a government. And the people strap them bombs to them chests and they go blow themselves up. Did you think that person had any concerns about whether or not they got hurt and they strapped a bomb to their chest? That's what a corporation is. That's what these billionaires and trillionaires are. See, the last thing that suicide bomber, thank you, Jack. The last thing these people will do, the people that we cheer on TV, they look at Tommy Murdoch and say, you know what? I'd rather die. These people they got like 18 Epstein Islands. They got yachts and mansions all over the world. People clapping for them to go on stage to give speeches at software conferences and to teach you about biology. They ain't never had biology a day in their life. And they just look at Tommy and they're like, I never would live like that. Kill me first. Who's that, Genie? Oh no, if I got to live like Genie and drive a Malibu, oh hell no. No, we gonna burn the whole world up. And the billionaires, they're just fighting over share. There's nobody driving a car. To me, I don't think there's any master plan. You just have a lot of groups at the top, like they are at the bottom, fighting over resources. And they will crash the damn car trying to take control of it. Because the last thing they're going to do is they look at Tony, they see Tony videos. They watch the Rothschilds, they look at Tony videos and be like, oh, hell no. You see that? Look how small his room is. You can see the wall. You can see the wall in this video. Ain't no way I'm living like that. No, we gonna die trying. Was it 50 Cent? 50 Cent who had that song? Was a song where he said he's gonna die trying? You mean tell me 50 Cent gonna die trying and he ain't got 2 quarters in his pocket, a pot to throw it out back then? And billionaires and trillionaires that own nations won't get it or die trying, kill you, destroy the ecosystems all around the world or die trying? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. We use a little common sense. They'll burn everybody up. They'll burn everybody up. They'll burn everybody up. Oh, Patricia, what's Hanks Hill's Law? I don't know what that is. Let me see. My neighbor in her 70s is a pro-HRC, which is Hillary Rodham Clinton, Democrat, DEM. Just terrified to leave her house. Oh, stop it. I can't even laugh. I love old people. Oh, and 70 ain't even really that old. 70 is old now. 70 never was old. 70 is old now because we're being poisoned. Shoot, 70 was young. Y'all, you're only 70? Shoot, people used to work till they're 90 in the fields and dropping in the field carrying bales of hay. Now they can't even carry bales of hay at 32. 70 is a little old now. Wasn't back then. That's so sad. All into the MSN narratives. It's taken me 7 years to wake her up to chemtrails. Yeah, well, Pegs, all you can do, you do a little bit. That's all you can do. Don't scare no old ladies. Don't scare old folk. Old folk ain't ready for the real world. They're not ready. They just give them a little bit of peace at a time. Take care of them best you can do. Like my mama, Peg, I just, sometimes I tell her, sometimes I can't. She watches television, the Washington Post. I kind of woke her up on flu season a little bit. But she's something there now and then. I don't want to scare her. Donald Trump is a bad man. I'm like, yeah, Mama, Donald Trump bad man. He's orange man bad. Mama, he orange too and he bad too. Sometimes I do that because she's not going to get out there and fight in the street and do some research and actually find out what's happening in the world. So I don't. Happening Maoism. They slaughtered their own kin. Yes, Christine, and they're going to do it here too. They're going to do it here too for a video game, a Matrix, a bag of tricks, and that Satan ID. You can't fight the government with one hand while getting benefits in the other. Ooh, stimulus. That's what it was, Christ. It was a payoff. It was a payoff. From Christ's lips to your ears. It was a payoff. I haven't even checked my mailbox, to be honest with you. It might be a stimulus check out there, and y'all know my address. Somebody keep opening my box. They're probably looking for the stimulus check. I haven't even looked for it. That's just, I don't know. That's kind of blood money. That's kind of blood money. Like, you know what, Christ? I'd be interested in the stimulus check if they gave everybody chickens, right? If we went into hard times, like I was talking to somebody yesterday, Sister Lisa. I said, if they gave everybody chickens or land or a tractor or 40 acres, some seeds, water, they got rid of the law so people could dig the wells, they can grow their hemp or some cannabis, make an industry or something. Like if they started doing that, peeling back the regulation for the farmers so they can go back to land, taking them out of their Monsanto contracts and the GMO contracts that forced them to grow corn and soy and grow chemical. Now we know that that's the worst way to grow a plant on the planet. If they did any of that, anything that proved that there was one person in Washington, D.C. with some common damn sense anywhere in their body, yeah, I take the stimulus. All right, well, you know what? I get it. Like, you're not like passing off $2 trillion to your criminal friends on Wall Street. You're trying to look out for people. This makes some sense, right? If they back down, if they, you know what? Yeah, we've been doing dumb stuff a long time, but they're not. They don't care. They don't care. That's why I don't want their bride. I don't want nothing from them. I have to take some things from them. I don't convince nobody I live off grid. I don't. And the people who live off grid ain't truly off grid because they got things off grid that is made on the grid. Everybody's a member of the system. Everybody's a part of it. Everybody's a sellout to a degree, and everybody's a colluder to a degree. Now is the time of awakening. Now is the time to talk to people. Now is the time to do your own research and be able to stand on your own too and have these discussions with other people who have no damn clue. You're old enough to turn your parent. Wait a minute. You're old enough to turn in your parents. You're old enough to get knocked the F out. That's Tony. That's right. Tony knocked you out too. That Tony, boy, he a thug. I know. Yeah. Well, you know what, Tony? I remember the time I got old enough to get knocked the F out. Yeah. My father, he met the call. I am not one to say spoil the rod, but spare the child. No. I was raised with a military Christian father. No. He used to bounce coins on my bed. Hell yeah, I stood up to him one day. I stuck that chest out, Tony. stuck that chest out. I said, man, yeah, you ain't gonna tell me what to do. And I think he might have told me to go to my room. Actually, come to think of it, Tony, I think I did something stupid. He told me to go to my room, and I thought I was too old. I didn't think I was an American. I didn't just go to my room. I stood up in his face. That man, he loved me enough, Tony. He only put me through the sheetrock. He loved me. He knew where the studs were because he built the house we lived in. He lifted me up and put me through only one pane of sheetrock. Only one. He could have put me through two. He could have made sure that my big bald nugget head that had a little afro cushioning at the time went right into the stud. He didn't. He just put me between the stud because he loved me. But that's how it's got to be. Unfortunately, there's some kids that are taught that way. I'm not, and don't say, oh, you believe in spanking children. No, I believe we live in an ecosystem. I believe that you got 7 billion different types of human damn beings on this planet that have been through 7 different billion types of things that they need to deal with. There's some kids you can get to do, some kids you don't have to do nothing for. And they just, because they just listen. Right? Other kids, you got to take away their cell phone, then they listen. Other kids, you gotta, and I believe in parenting. I believe this is an ecosystem. I don't believe in one size fits all. And this is why my issue I have with vaccines. I don't believe one size fits all. I think everybody's different. That's why I don't tell my meat-eating friends they need to be vegetarian. I don't say nothing, right? Everybody's body's made different. Everybody's environment and ecosystem and what they're dealing with is different. It's only a fool that will convince you that there's one way to do everything or one cure for all. There's no such thing. All right, we played ping pong on the breaks. That's a good thing, Megs. You know what? Slavery needs to have its games. You seen the movie Ready Player One? Tommy Murdoch, have I? Thank you for that, because I was thinking about that. Ready Player One. Oh, let me pull that one up. Ready Player One. If y'all have not seen it, you need to watch it. This is the future of America. Tommy, is that the one with the trailer park apartments? Oh, I loved it. Oh, it's not even, we don't get trailer parks in the future. Isn't that the one? Ready Player One. Is that the one? Or is that the one where the kid goes and fights the aliens? Ready Player One. No, is this it? This is it. I think this is it. Right now, like we look at the people in the trailer park like poor people. We look at the people in the ghetto like poor people. Like in the future, like you ain't gonna get that. Is it the one with the trailers? They live in the trailers, like they live in trailer cities where you can't even have. Yeah, this is it. Where you don't even have land. Ooh, the stacks. That's what it's called, the stack. That's the future. Where everybody's going, oh, let me find it. Here you go, right here. This is the future right here. Tommy on it. Tommy, this is the future right here. This is where you're going to live right here. You don't think you get to own land now? Listen, what is the future of having for-profit corporations of 0.01% that own every damn thing, got a country called America who think they're free and don't nobody own any of their land, the government take it when they want and send them to their room when they feel like it. Anytime some profit to make. You end up with the stacks. Right? If they can ignore people in trailer parks and ghettos and barrios now, they can put you in the stacks where you don't even own land. You an heir. you can't even, because the billionaires are fighting over all the land, they're going to put you in air. You can't even have grass. You got like some cords and metal wire. They might produce some food for you. They might grow some meat for you. But this is the future. Let me tell you the example I was thinking about this morning. It's like the difference between a farmer and a caretaker, perhaps. Caretaker sits on the land. They kind of take care of the land, maybe here and there. They don't own it, so they really don't care for it. They got spots on the farm. They ain't doing so well. They collect water. The corn won't grow. They don't really worry about it too much. They just get the profit when the crop comes in. They're not trying to maximize efficiency. They're not trying to farm the land. They're not trying to farm the society. They're not trying to cultivate. They don't feel that they're a part of the farm. They're just sitting on the land or put some seeds in the ground, let it come up. Everywhere there's bad soil, that crop might make half a corn. It might make no corn. I really don't care. I'm just going to sit here and take the profits, caretaking, versus having a vested ownership. That's like a corporation pretending to be a government. That has trailer parks, that has ghettos, that has barrios, bad soil. And they're okay with the bad soil. They don't really care. They're just caretakers. They're going to derive the profit. They don't want to do any work. They don't want to fix the soil. They want to cultivate. They don't want to do anything to help. They're not there to help. They're there to maximize the profit and sit on the land. Farmer, cultivators, they look at their farm and they look at where it's not going right. And they realize, you know what, the corn is growing great on most of the farm, but we got some areas that ain't doing so good. Now we need to fix the soil. We need to fix things over here. We need to apply this, apply that. We need to bring the microbiology back. It's a tree shading out the crops. We're gonna take that tree down so we don't have a ghetto no more. We don't have a trailer park no more. Everybody, all corn is equal. All the seed I put in the ground, I want them all to cultivate and come up. You see what I'm talking about? That analogy is a society. That's how you know if you have civilized leaders. That's how you know if you have a civilization, a civilized society, or an uncivilized unsociety, where you have trailer parks. Why could a trailer park exist? Are the kids that are born there any less than the kids that are born in your neighborhood? Are the kids born in the ghetto any less worse? Or they're just kids who are just born here? And by luck of birth, we determine who has the right to live freer than the others, right? That's why I know that is the future, Tommy. Like, there's no question about it, because they got it now. It's a part of their model now. It's a part of a baked-in model now that they just sit on the land and collect a tax and don't do any work, but live on the fruits of everybody else and completely ignore the anaerobic areas that need addressing. And they just did that with the stimulus. So I know that's the future, absolutely. I've been wondering why we haven't heard much about D-Wave lately. Who's D-Wave? I don't know who's D-Wave. What is D-Wave? What is D-Wave, Christ? Do I need to look that up? I don't know. There's so many scams in the end of the world revelations. I kind of just spend my time laughing because, like I said, they got, that don't look good. That looked like the server farms I used to work in. No, that did not look good at all. It's all locked up. What is D-Wave precisely? I'm out of technology. I ran from it. Nope. No sirree. I don't D-Wave. Let's go to Wikipedia. D-Wave Incorporated is a Canadian quantum computing company based in, okay, all right, I already read enough. I'm going to tell you why, Christ. I'm going to tell you why. Because we'll let you know about the technology before it's doing what we needed to do, before we're using it for war. After we're using it to control people for war, to consolidate the information or do predictive analysis on them, or we actually implement it, then it goes secret, then it goes dark, right? So that's why you don't hear about it. If you heard about this a while, they were talking about quantum computing and they're not talking about it no more, is they got something going. And if people think, oh yeah, quantum computers, we're gonna get our quantum computers next. No, they never start with you. They'll spend decades using that to figure out how to murder people with it, how to control you with it, and then they'll finally release it to you. That's what they do with everything, from stealth fighters to everything else. Like I said, but these things I think you have to think about. You have to ask yourself why. Why is such a big word, Christ? I remember when I was a kid, my mother bought me a book called Why, and she ruined me. I don't know if my mother, my father, I don't know who it was. Brought me a book called Why. And after that, I started questioning them. You know, they raised a horrible child. I was a horrible child. I would never wish me on anybody. I love my mother and my father to death. They should have sent me back. When they saw that stork coming and they saw my big head hanging out the basket, no, go the other way. They should have locked the door, let the dog in the yard. No, once I got that Why book, I was like, clean your room. Why? And then, of course, I went through the sheetrock. You know, we got to do your homework. Why? And if now my kids ask me now, my kids are difficult. They ask me, well, Daddy, why I gotta go to school? Well, because you live in America and you're a slave and you were born into debt. And because you're born into debt, you got to pay the billionaires back. And the billionaires bought the country in 1871. And if you don't pay your debt, you're going to be living in a trailer park or a ghetto. If you live in a trailer park or a ghetto, they're going to keep other resources from you. And they keep other resources from you with artificial scarcity. Eventually, you're going to have to do a crime to eat, to have some food. They won't give you no land to grow no food. Then you got to rob somebody. You rob somebody. They're going to say you're a bad person. They say you're a bad person. They're okay with putting you in the prison industrial complex because you're trying to grow some cannabis or some food to kind of feed somebody, give them some medicine, and then the next thing you know is you fresh meat. That's why you gotta go to school. My my kids, that's why they don't listen to me. They just tune me out like, Dad, you know what? I don't even know what's in his brain. They don't never say that's cool. But they're getting it. I tell you that, they're starting to get it. And my oldest, he's starting to realize why I said the things I say. He's in the real world now. He's working. He's a slave now trying to go to school. He understands now. He's like, oh yeah, I get it now. He's listening more and more. I used to send my kids to school. I send them to school. I say, all right, now go on to school now. I love you. Believe only 2% of what they say. You know, because I don't want to set them up for failure. I want them to understand. It's not the teachers. Don't give me that. I work in this school district. I grew up in a family of teachers. It's not the teachers. It's not the teachers. That's not the problem. The teachers love kids. They just want to educate. They just want a job teaching kids, being around kids. The problem is not the teachers. The teachers probably the last thing we got going for us, right? The teachers are the ones who are like slipping reality to the kids every now and then. You know, it's not the principals neither. It's central management. Tony did a talk on this yesterday. If y'all Tony Smith is still here. If y'all don't follow Tony Smith, you should follow Tony Smith. He talked about centralized management yesterday. And this is why I left this whole IT world, right? So I thought you left for another reason. Shut up. This is why I left today. In this moment in time, why I'm thinking about, I left for a whole bunch of reasons. What's centralized management, right? My industry is working overtime trying to figure out how to create centralized systems as much as possible. And we know single point of failure is a problem. When you're a systems engineer and you design systems, you never design a system with a single point of failure, because a single point of failure is where you're going to get your single point of control. If you have a Department of Education, you are not going to have education. If you have your laws coming from a Washington, D.C., you are not going to have a justice system. If you have anything, DEA, anything centrally managed, it's not going to be that thing. One, you got a central point of failure, which is going to fail the system. If you got an EPA, there will be no EP nor Aing. That's a control point, right? And so while I worked in my end, and I'm not saying to lead the industry. Don't nobody listen to what I'm telling you. Like I said, you do your own research, you make your own mind up. I decided I had to leave. I realized I'm writing software to put people out of jobs. I realized I'm taking the jobs from my land. I don't call it America. It is America, but I don't call it America, because this whole United States Incorporation citizen thing we need to deal with. And my land is what I call it. I live on this land, and I'm taking jobs from these people, and I'm sending them over to China and Malaysia and India. And while I love people over there, I had staff over there, India, Malaysia, China, Mexico. It was unsustainable. It's unsustainable. If you create societies that are based in what comes from entire other countries, and then the people here don't even have jobs to get food, to own anything, you're waiting for a collapse to happen. I feel like I was too much a part of the problem, so I left. But they literally are working overtime to make everything more easy to manage. You know what I call that in other words? It's called slavery. Right? We even had server farms. You'd have masters and slaves, right? The master would drive the slave, and that's what they want. They want an easy, controlled nation. Nobody's interested in your freedom. No one cares about your Bill of Rights. Nobody cares about the Constitution. Nobody has any interest in your liberty. It's actually the other way of where they need to go. And that's why this detour sign is upside down. Reveal-lations. It's all being revealed in the end. They get you going the wrong way. They get you supporting and cheering and being patriots of your own enslavement. You hear what I'm saying? Great stream. Hey, brother Jed, thank you. Enjoying it. I appreciate it, Jed. Listen, Jed, don't ever think that I think I know anything. I see you're new here. All I'm doing is talk. All we do here is we have discussion. If anybody wants to know what to do, you got to go talk to people like Peter Joseph and Jacques Fresco and the Venus Project and Zeitgeist. Like, they've been thinking about this stuff. Like, what is our solution? Where we go? I'll tell you about them. I ain't gonna tell you what to do. I don't believe in leaders and followers. I don't have any followers, Jed. Don't nobody follow me. If you follow me, you're stupid. You're gonna trip and fall and hurt yourself. You need to follow yourself. You're a God. You are a goddess. You control your own thing. Whatever God is inside of you, right? Don't let anybody treat you like you're less than that, and don't treat anybody else like they're less than that. We these are things that I think we need to do. But all we do here, Jed, we just have conversations. That's all we do. Trying to figure out our way out of this nonsense. Mama said knock you out. Yep, Jasmine, that's exactly. Mama used to say knock me out, and Daddy will follow through. I was an obstinate little bastard. You tell my mama what to do. She just had her thing. She ain't raised no hand. She knew she had a good man. She said, you just wait till your father get home. You just wait till your father get home. What's for lunch? Citizen Deb is asking. What's for lunch that I ate? I didn't finish my apple. I'm still eating. Garden of Eden food. My lettuce is looking good. My celery is looking good. So I ain't going to no damn grocery store to buy that. I'm going to do my best I can this year to grow as much of my own food as possible and sell what I can't. But today, I need to probably eat a smoothie. I think the Americans are going to start coming out their houses. They've been locked inside, hiding from the Rona. Which means when they come outside, they're going to get the Rona, which they're supposed to. You're supposed to get the Rona every year, people. Don't hide from the Rona. Rona should come around every year. They give it a different name. Now that's, well, the caveat, disclaimer, hang on. Hold up with the brakes, because we had that Sister Judy said they made that in the lab. If Rona's natural, you're supposed to get the Rona. If Rona ain't natural, you ain't supposed to get the Rona. Check Rona, see if she got a natural. See if she got Fro natural. Is it natural or she put Afro Sheen in it? She got any Jerry Curl juice in there? If Rona natural, you're supposed to get the Rona. If not, she gonna jack up your pillowcases. All right, I'm sorry. I'm that's what I do sometimes. We'll get the flu every year, people. So I'm gonna make a smoothie. I got a bunch of lettuce, celery, and organic food coming on. Y'all people who you got your gardens going, eat raw from your garden. That's another hint I'm gonna give you. When I grow in my garden, I eat everything raw. Very little of it do I cook, except the potatoes. I wish I could eat potatoes raw. I got friends that do that. They dig it right up. Why they digging it up like, oh, I'm gonna check my potato. Listen, I'm a hippie. I ain't that good. I'm working on it. I'm like 2.0 hippie. I'm not on level 7. I can't eat the carrot. I got friends that dig that carrot up, boy. I tell you what, they take the carrot right out of the ground. Still got roots on there. Like, damn, you're gonna live forever, brother. You're gonna be here. I'm gonna be dead. I'm gonna have cardiovascular disease by the time I'm 60. And you just eating fresh out there. That's what you're supposed to do. We evolved eating fresh food. We did not evolve eating on McDonald's. We did not evolve on Burger King. We did not evolve on frozen pizzas nor cooked food. Eat as much raw, healthy food as possible. Grow as much as your own as you can do. If you can't grow your own, learn how to forage. Get yourself a friend like this, Susan Jewel, right here. Is your name Jewel, darling? Is your name Jewel? I don't know. Tony called you Jewel, and that sounds kind of French, and that's kind of sexy to me, because I'm American. So anything that's an accent, say Jewel. You're Susan Jewel. Ask somebody like her. She got out there foraging, and she got this profile, and she like brag about all the stuff she eating. I know. I don't even know if I like her anymore. I don't even know. Cause she found some asparagus. Did y'all see this? She'll go out, she'll find mushrooms, wild mushrooms. She know the ones to pick. I don't. I go out there, give me some wild mushrooms. You do not want to watch the video I make if I give me some wild mushrooms, because I don't know the ones to pick. It's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna have all kind of dots coming out my face and boils and leprosy type stuff, and my brain ain't gonna be right. Then I'll probably die. You cannot go out in nature and pick food if you don't know what you're doing. But she'll go out there and pick them mushrooms. She found some wild asparagus the other day. I've only had grocery store asparagus. I only had gross asparagus. That's all I've had. I had fake asparagus. She'll pick it fresh, like wild microbiology, and she'll mix it up with some Alfredo sauce and stuff. She a hater. She a hater. I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't be her friend. I'm sorry, did I say be her friend? She a hater because she'll brag about it. She'll make a salad, put a little garnish on the side, and post it on the internet. See, like, I appreciate people who go to the nasty grocery store with the pesticide food, and they make some food and they post it. Like, I can do that. I can do that. I can go to the grocery store and give me some poison greens and some poison chips and some poison potatoes and put it together with some other poison that comes out of a bottle I got in my refrigerator and dressing. And I can do that too. I can do that. All I need is the recipe. You can't get no recipe for wild asparagus. You can't get no recipe food forest asparagus. This is what we we're talking about in the beginning, right? Chemical food to kill you. It'll kill you slow. You'll get every pandemic in the universe. You eat regular non-organic food. You eat organic food, you'll live. You're not gonna live long. You're supposed to live, but you live. Your immune system will start working. You want to have healthy. You want to thrive. You need to eat forest food. You need to eat food that grows in the forest. Well, where can I buy that? You can't. You can't. Nobody sells it. Because when they find it, they know it's gold. And they do what Susan does. They brag about it. You need to find you somebody who can do some foraging. If you got some sort of ailment, cancer, one of them pandemics, you need to find somebody to go out and do some foraging for you. That stuff is worth gold, okay? Gold. I'm working on growing a food forest, but it's going to take it years to get going. That's just what asparagus does. I forgot. Susan said so. I didn't forgot what you said. I was talking about you so bad. I'm sorry. Susan's a wonderful person. What else we got? So you have declared your sovereignty yet? No, Jeannie, I want to. Now the Supreme Court said that, I want to. I got to get with, who are people? Elaine, she was here just a second ago. Elaine, Jessica, there's a brother named Chris. I might put him on blast, who actually read the law. I read the law, but then there's people who read the law. Like when I say read the law, like I read the easy law. Read the easy law. I read the ease law. But then there's the law, right? Like there's the deep, what's that? Black dictionary, what's that called? Elaine, you still here? The people who read that. And those are the people you need to follow. Do not go and tell no police officer that you a sovereign citizen. Don't do it. Well, if you live in England, maybe you can. If you live in Australia, perhaps. You live in Mexico, you might get away with it. If you live in a country that's shooting kids on the block for carrying dry plants, for selling cigarettes, or trying to, or country people who trying to just get their cattle grazing out of there, or hippie people who just want to live in convents like Waco, Texas, burning them up, lighting the fires, shooting people dead who just got their kids and Ruby Ridge. If you live in that country, do not tell the police you a sovereign citizen and they ain't got no authority over you. Bad idea. You need to read the law, understand the law and how it's done. Everything's done in an appropriate way. There's an appropriate way to do it. And once you do it, or as you do it, you need to call up your local sheriff. All right. There's a town, I forgot the name of the town. I think this one is Texas, which probably means it's Tennessee or California, but I'm pretty sure it's Texas, where the guy said he was a representative and they were training the police in how do you deal with sovereign citizens. Okay. They write the laws so that you can't do this, right? You don't have a slave plantation that makes it easy to get out the plantation, right? You need to go find somebody who's studying the law and who can help you to do it the appropriate way. And then you need to call your sheriff, say, hey, sheriff, how you doing, brother? I ain't talked to you in a minute. How you doing? Everything going good? You got some donuts? You good? Okay, happy day, good day. Make sure it's a good day. You catch him on a bad day, the conversation ain't gonna go too well. A lot of people giving police a bad day. Please stop giving police a bad day. If somebody has a gun and they got authority over children, please don't be an a-hole to them. Don't do that. Don't do that, people. You might be privileged enough where you know how to get away. You might be privileged enough where you don't have to interface with them all the time. When somebody has a gun, a billy club, a don't tase me bro device, do not get them a bad day, because your bad day that you gave them is going to apply to somebody else. Call them up and say, hey, listen, I'm a sovereign citizen. Are your officers trained in how to talk with me? And if the sheriff department says, yeah, that's it right there, Black's Law Dictionary. If the sheriff says, what is a sovereign citizen? You in trouble. You're gonna have to move. You got to move expeditiously. No, if he's not, then maybe you can say, hey, listen, all right, listen, do you mind if I take you out for a cup of coffee and I kind of explain some of these laws to you? And that's what you'll probably have to do if they haven't heard of it. The representative, I guess it was in Texas, who was training the police departments in how to deal with these people. I think it's going to be a wave of us. I think it's going to be a wave coming. Don't watch the video like Tony played last night on that. Yeah, those are the white nationalist sovereignty survivalists. No, that's not what they are. They're people who understand if you're a United States citizen, that you're a commodity, that you consent to not having a constitution, a bill of rights, or any natural rights. That they can write any law that they want. It can say anything they want. They can inject you with anything they want. They can lock you in your house anytime they want. And they can put Satanase in you anytime they want. No, it's not Satanase. Luciferase. They can put Luciferase in you anytime you want, that you're just a commodity. You're not even a slave. Remember this, on a slave plantation, slaves have universal health care. You can't even have that. You are literally a walking pile of goo that they put in the office to do something that makes them money. And if you live on bad times and end up in a trailer park or ghetto and get two damns about you, you are a commodity. If you don't make money in making technology and serving the GDP, you're gonna make money being a commissary slave in a prison or a clump of dirt in a cemetery. You're gonna feed into the GDP. And so there are people who know that. The American citizens are not United States and corporation citizens. Very different thing. And if he doesn't know, then you need to talk to your representatives in your area or your state and make sure that their people are trained, because police don't know. I know police don't know because the sheriffs don't know. The legislators don't know. Most people you talk to about the Act of 1871, they have no idea what you're talking about. You mention admiralty law and they think you're talking about a salad or something, like a new burger down at the Burger King. Admiralty, oh yeah, I ain't had that burger yet. That's a vegan burger, isn't it? Admiralty law. No, it's admiralty law. That's actually what we're under. All right, now the Patriots don't even know. The Patriots are literally fighting for patriotism to the United States Incorporated. They're literally fighting to make sure that they stay commodities and can't even upgrade to becoming a slave. Like, so anyway, so you got a sovereign citizen, and for the most part, that'll upgrade you to about the level of a slave. You were still in a captive land. Now process that. You were still in a captive land. Remember that all of this stuff is sheets of paper. It makes sense when you're in a court. It makes sense when you're in civil times and whatever. But after they got a police state of mass incarceration and they got Homeland Securities and FEMAs and DHSs and they all got hollow point bullets and tanks and everything else that we let them all get, we all consented to, then you gotta play that game a little careful. Don't be arrogant. And you want to know why? Go on YouTube and do some searches for sovereign citizen tells a police officer what to do. Or sovereign citizen, what sovereign citizen said just before the police shot him. What sovereign citizen said just before the police let the police dogs in the car. Don't be arrogant about it. Things change, but they change slow. So we have to be wise in all of our approaches. We have to just process where you are. We spent a long time giving away our country. We spent a long time giving away our land. It's going to take a little while to get it back to a point where Americans and anybody else owns land. You know what I'm saying? All right. What else I had to show you? We talked about artificial meat. We're on a wild goose chase. You're always following the detour sign. It's upside down because you ain't do your research. Reveal-lations, we are in the end of times. That's all I had to say. I'm just gonna read comments and I'm gonna go. Gates will sterilize New York kids with via Wi-Fi, 5G frequency, social distancing, and vaccines. Well, Peg, of course, I can't say anything about that because I am live on YouTube at this moment in time. So I can't talk about 5G. I can talk about 4G, however. And right on YouTube videos, you can go out there and see the Michigan doctors about 4G. If you're still questioning it, all you got to do is do a search for Michigan hearing on 4G, or have one of these people post it. Right? If you know that a baby tiger can kill you, then you know what a full-grown tiger can do. All right, 4G is a baby tiger. Listen to what the doctors say. Damages DNA, it causes cancer, causes problems with your immune system, and symptoms that mimic the flu. We'll leave it at that. Can't say no more than that. Yeah, these people on these platforms, and I'm not going to violate that. I'm going to do the best I can to follow the rules. As long as they explain and clear on what the rules are, then I know how to talk around it. Exactly, but if no one wants to answer them, then they learn to not ask questions anymore. But this is true, Courtney. But if that's what we're talking about, kids and asking questions, teach your kids to ask questions. Then when they don't get answers, they know something is wrong. Then they turn into adults to know to ask questions. And if they don't get answers, they know something is wrong. And as an adult right now, you're asking a question: how come people are dying in their houses and you're slowly opening the country? How come if women now we know are being abused by their abusive spouses? I'm sorry I said that wrong. Spouses are being abused by their spouses because men get abused too. Boyfriends, girlfriends, people who live with other people are being abused. How come they're not opening things up immediately now that we know that this was foot and mouth disease? A foot and mouth epidemic. Get your kids to ask those questions. And when they don't answer the question, then you know there's a scam going on. You know there's a play, and they're not giving you the details. This is literally a foot and mouth epidemic. They put their foot in their mouth, and they're not trying to use a tic tac. Not for the most part. They got this 3-stage restart society, which is how they hide the funk in their breath, that they put their foot in their mouth and they shut everything down. And you got to be careful what you say around that too, because they're deleting posts from doctors and nurses all over the place. All a part of indoctrination into the matrix. Yes, it is, Jonathan. Well, you got to get people to want their slavery. There's that, once again, I don't understand it, but there is something about consent. This whole universe works on it. If you can get people to agree to it, then they can do it to you, but they put it right in front of your face. Did anybody look up whether or not his technology is actually called Devil Days? Dark Days. Demon Age. I'm forgetting. Satan Age. Deep State Age. What's it called? Something evil. Luciferase. He could have called it. What was Lucifer's name before he became Lucifer? Gabriel. Could have called it Gabriel Age. He could have called it Gatorade. Could have called it anything. But he called it Luciferase. It's gonna take me a while for that to stick. And that should let you know everything you need. They seem to let Jonathan, they have to put it right in front of your face and you have to accept it. Ooh, Del Bigtree is on today. And it said that Lori said Del Bigtree is on 2 hours. If Lori said that, and I'm reading it now, it probably was about an hour ago, so it's probably about an hour. I'm way back in comments. I made a lovely soup with fresh veggies. Ooh, yes. Ooh, and Christine's soups look good. She another one. She'll put all the greens and then she'll put them in a soup. She'll make a post. Oh, that makes me so hungry when I see that. When I was a child, not so much. When I was a child and I saw your mushrooms, your asparagus, and all the fresh things you picked out your garden making a soup with, I was like, what is that? It's green. Don't put that in your mouth. I seen that on Ghostbusters. Now as an adult, my body craves it. That's why I talk about meat eaters. I just say, people, listen. There's something that happens to your body when you eat vegetables. You resync back with these compounds and the chemicals they put in the meat to trick you with that guy they call the food chemist, to trick you to thinking that a hunk of meat is a strawberry, and your body gets that just from eating fresh green, deep leafy green. My mouth waters. I see these posts, my mouth waters. They use the same way I used to water for steak. All right. Move to Oregon farmer. All right, Jimmy, I'm not sure who we're talking to. Eat potatoes with the skin on them. Yes, Tracia, after I learned that, I never do that. Minerals are very important, Lauren. Minerals and microbiology. Minerals are all in the soil everywhere, but the microbiology is not. It's the microbiology that turn those 120 trace minerals into plant-soluble forms. Absolutely. But not minerals everywhere. Everywhere there's sand, because that's what the minerals are. The minerals come from sand, from asteroids, 120 trace minerals that dropped on this planet when this Garden of Eden was created. You get more energy from cooked food than raw. This is true, Paul, which is why we like cooked food. You get the heat from it. You do get the energy from it. You do not get the enzymes. You do not get the things in their compounds in their appropriate form. Heating them, it melts them down at that, I would say at the carbon level. It melts them, right? And so on that, Paul, when I ask people, because I don't like to get in debates, you and I get into a debate. I don't really debate evolution. Like, if you think about it, the vast majority of time, our immune system, our hearts, our livers, our skin, everything evolved eating raw food, right? From marsupials, everything we ate were deep, leafy, green veggies and dandelions and things that were close to the ground because we were little and we had to hide because you had dinosaurs running around on the planet. The vast majority of time, almost 1 billion years worth of evolution, it was done on eating raw food. I'm not saying to have a raw food diet totally. I'm just saying if you think about it, our bodies were designed to perform best with the microbiology, fauna and fauna within them and bacteria, eating raw food because that's what we ate for the longest stretch of time. And we can evolve to eat cooked food, but it's probably going to take a very long time. Do you get some from cooked food? Yes, you do. Do you get the things to keep you from getting the flu? Well, you got to ask somebody who don't. I don't get the flu. I don't get the colds. I don't get the viruses. I don't get the stomach aches. I don't get headaches. I don't get any of that. And one of the things I did is I just increased. I don't eat all raw. I just increase the amount of raw that I eat. So you want to eat as much raw, leafy, deep green veggies as much as you can. A way someone puts it is you just eat the weeds. Eat the weeds, right? The weeds, what grows most prolifically, those are the things we ate the most. We didn't have tomatoes and peppers everywhere. The vast majority of the time, we ate the weeds. That's why they call them superfoods, the dandelions and everything else. These are superfoods. No, they're not. They're not superfoods. Superfoods literally don't exist. They made the word up. It's called food. It's called human food. When you eat human food, your body will do things that seem to be super, but it's not. You've just been eating a lot of just unhealthy things and your body's not functioning, right? So eat as much as possible of what we evolved to eat. And I just leave it at that. Doesn't mean you can't eat Twinkies. I eat a Twinkie every now and then. But I eat enough of what I evolved eating, my body evolved eating, so all the systems in my body work the way they're supposed to. So I'm not in the pandemic list. I'm not a statistic, and I don't get sick. Haven't been sick in over a decade. And that's how it works for me. You know, like, if you tell me to try something, I'll try it. If it works, okay, we're good to go. I approach things from a scientific perspective. If it doesn't work, then I'm gonna go another way. It's like when I was raised in the church, they used to say things like, how do you know Jesus till you try Jesus, right? You know, how do you know it's sweet till you don't try it? You gotta try the berry. And the only reason I'm still affiliated with scriptures that are in the Bible and elsewhere, but I also like scriptures in other books, is because I know there's something to it. I know that Christ, the Christ consciousness in that person or whatever it was, it knew things that it shouldn't have known. It did things it shouldn't have been able to do. And when I was in the church, I didn't believe a lot of what they said. I mean, I believed it when I was there. I don't believe it now. But there were things and a creature I met in a church once, and I said that story a long time ago, and it was not a human being. And that changed me forever. It did not make me a Christian forever, but it just changed me forever. I don't think Christ ever said, go off and make Christianity. Christ said, love the world, feed the world, heal the world, don't judge the world. You know, some people are called at certain times, so don't force other people to be like you. You know, go out and don't find your enemy and make peace with them. Don't be peacekeepers, but peacemakers. Go out, you know. And so there's something to it. Boom. You're not a sovereign if you use the law to get sovereignty. Ooh, Lauren. Ooh, it's a fight. It's a fight. It's a fight. It's a fight. And unfortunately, Lauren is right. I'm gonna get in trouble on this one. Why you had to say that? You shouldn't have said that. I'm gonna try. Ooh, goodness. I don't even know if I want to step in that. I don't even know if I want to step in it. Like, no, I don't even know if maybe I'll avoid it. How do I put that in a way? Because there are people who go the law route and there are people who don't. And I'll be honest with you, I looked at the law route and I stopped and I said, well, wait a minute. These people own me. I'm a God. I was born on this planet. Why do I need to use their law to escape their law? That don't make no sense to me. I'm not on either camp, but Lauren is right. She's right from that side, which is, if you're a God, why are you using satanic laws to free yourself? Not that you shouldn't. See, and this is where I agree with the law side of it, right? In terms of peace, right? We need to modify the world any way we can, as peaceful as we can, which means we got to use the demon system in a way. But at the core of it, you need to know who you are. You're just using this system because you know the vast majority of people in the world are trapped in it. And you want a peaceful resolution. You don't want to go the route of a revolt or anything stupid like that. You want to go the route of, if we can fix things by just like exiting the system, walking away, becoming ungovernable, taking back the rights that are inherent to every species on this planet to have food, land, the access to everything that's always been free, then we can fix the system easy that way. Let's try the law. Let's go that route. Let's become sovereigns. But at the core of it, if that doesn't work out, at the core of it, know who and what you are. Nobody has a right to you. Nobody has a right to tell you any damn thing. Brother Tommy, nobody has a right to tell you nothing. Nobody has a right to tell you how to be Tommy. You have a right to land, food, oxygen. Just because billionaires and wealthy people who got more jewels and were here before you, they don't get to make you a debt of slave. Nobody owns a Lauren, nobody owns a Peg, nobody owns anything called Lori or Jasmine or Patty. You're a god or a goddess. And we might go along with the system. Oh, like Sister Karen just said, we might do some jujitsu. Don't ever let anybody be confused. We are in 98% monkey vehicles. We are not 98% monkeys. Just because that brown dude on the internet like to call you 98% monkeys all the time because you think it's funny, you are not a 98% monkey. He's just laughing at your car. Know what you are. Know what you are. Did I end that? Oh, I hope I ended that conversation. Did I end that? Were y'all having a conversation? Like there's reality. Like, oh. In corporate America, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm right or wrong, because I ain't been in that slavery. I ain't been on that plantation in a minute. We had something called strategic planning and tactical planning. I have a military friend here. Strategic planning, that's the long game, right? And you got tactical. Right? Strategic planning is the long game. That's when you know what, we got this long game that we're playing. And what we know is we're not subject to your law. We're not subject to psychopathic, deep demonic, dark vibration, evil, enslaving law, because it ain't law. There only is one law. However, we're going to take the tactical approach in the short term, which is the most peaceful direction to go, which is to use the law to undo the law. See, that's what a government would do if it were a government. It would be when you are for, by, and of the people, and you consider yourself a part of the people, you do things to help the people. You're not somebody sitting. You're not a landowner that's just taking profit from whatever the land does. Somebody's sitting on it. You're not a caretaker. You feel invested, right? If you have a government that cares about people, that thinks it's a part of the people and it wants the best for the people, or even if it wants the best GDP, it wouldn't have a trailer park. It wouldn't have a child born in a ghetto. It wouldn't have any of that. It would do everything it could to cultivate the environment to make powerful, smart, intelligent scientists and doctors and lawyers to work for the billionaires, to fill into the psychopathic, power-based GDP, black market, Wall Street system to make the best vehicles possible, big, massive metal machines to send around the world to murder people and steal their resources. That's what you would do if you were an intellectual government governing that's based in actually being a corporation. But they're not even doing that. That's why when Peg mentioned aliens before, I don't know. Because what these people are doing doesn't make any damn sense. I mean, think about it. Does that make sense to you? Like if you've got a colonizing war state that's based in destroying other countries and stealing their resources and making the people go along with it, you want every kid to be smart. Because the more scientists you have, the better the Luciferase is going to be, the more powerful. We don't even have that. Anyway, kind of scary. Scared myself a little bit for a minute there. Scared myself a little bit, but if you really think about it, nothing they do makes any sense. Like what they mentioned before, you got to grow up into an adult that asks why, and when you don't get a good answer to why, assume the worst. Always hope on the best, always plan for the worst. That's how I always am. Always hope on the best, plan for the worst. Right? Make sure that you got that plan in place in case the worst evil, darkness, psychopathic political party nonsense is going on. Right? But hope on the best. And you don't prepare for the worst by hoping the politicians are in control of it. It should be obvious they're being told what to do. They don't control what is done. All right, I'm just gonna do comments and I'm gonna run out of here. You're either a sovereign or a citizen. That's right, Christ, you're either a sovereign or a citizen. I'm not sure if that's still up in that discussion. And to me, a sovereign is you're a God. You're a sovereign God. You are sovereign over the reins. You are driving your life. You own your life. You're an adult. You're driving it, or you're a citizen, which is a commodity of a corporation. Deem yourself sovereign. Don't waste your precious energy indoctrinating yourself into the straw man. All right, that's that old conversation up, Lauren. Like I said, I'm not sure who y'all are debating back and forth because it doesn't show me the replies, but I ain't gonna step in it. I gave my perspective. Not gonna step in that. No. I do not want to walk around with doo-doo on my shoe the rest of the day. Let me see. But my parents gave me a birth certificate. How do I just do it? Well, Tommy, it involves study, right? It involves study. I can't tell you quickly here how to do it. I know the basics. I don't know the details. A brother on my thread named Chris somebody. What you want to do is Jessica. Wait a minute, I gotta find my friends. Hold on. Find friends. Click the button. People who you want to friend, because they actually study, like they got Law's Dictionary. You know, Jessica Francesca, she's one of them. Elaine Scaparro is another one. We call her Buddha. And there's another brother by the name of Chris someone. I think he's in the UK, which is interesting because he's actually, he has a course that you actually can take where he teaches you how to do it, how to regain your sovereignty. And I can't find his name. I'll post it later if I can. But it's they don't make it easy, right? You have to follow certain steps. And if you screw up on a step, you might get in trouble. That's why I say you want to pause. Like I heard about sovereign citizens, Tommy, a long time ago. But it should scare you enough that you just want to sit back and do your homework first. You want to sit back and study it. It should scare you enough because when you get that you're a slave being treated as a commodity on a slave plantation, Master didn't put fences up. Master did not put fences up. Master did not put razor wire on the fences, and Master did not put German shepherds and Doberman pinchers that are hungry right outside the gate. You slip up. I have a friend who actually did it, and he actually buys houses. When you own yourself, you actually can earn money again. You can actually use your birth certificate because you own it to become a bank. And he became a bank. And he buys houses on debt. Crazy. It's insanity. But this is what they do, and that's how they use it. There's a website, if somebody has it, you can actually go out and find out how much your birth certificate is actually worth. They use us as commodities on the market. We are literally, not just from a prison perspective, but all of us, all of our birth certificates are traded on global markets. This is all real. That's why, like I said, I paused doing it, Tommy, when I first saw it. I was like, that's crazy. And then I started looking like, oh, wow, no, this is real. People are doing this. But this was back before we had more evidence. Like the evidence I showed yesterday, which is what, 2015, the Supreme Court ruled that that you don't actually have to have a driver's license. Like, this is huge. For me, it's huge. Other people already knew about it. Was that Jessica? Is she here? Or Elaine? They knew about it. They posted about it. And I read about 5%. I read about 5% of their posts. Hey, now Christ Anderson should do it too. I read about 5%. Because it'll get you, boy. They had case law and this person did this and that. But what you want to do is you do want to read the post and you want to lean back on it. But now we know, and it's obvious, that you actually don't have to have a driver's license, that you actually are a commodity to these people. It's time to do the research. Yeah, that is Jessica. I see the thing. Jessica asked me a long time. She's like, we need to study this. I'm like, no, we don't. We need to study. We need to take hours a day, because she one of them activist people that like really get it. Now we talk about how people get passionate about stuff. She one of these people passionate about it, right? And I was like, eyes? I got food to grow. I'm supposed to eyes? How about y'all do it and let me see if y'all don't go to prison. But now we're being forced into it. Like, you got to make that decision whether or not you're going to get the shot. Are you going to get the shot? Or are you going to do the homework and go as a group, right? So there are safety in numbers. There are not safety in numbers, right? If it's just a few of them, if it's Elaine, Jessica, Christ, and Gerard, we all gonna die. They gonna get us like Area 51. They gonna get every last one of us. Oh no. But if the whole nation, because I'm looking, you know what? Like I was out on YouTube, we were looking yesterday on Bill Gates' post. People are coming after him. They don't like that dude. They don't like him at all. They used to love him. That's the funny part. About a month ago, Bill Gates gonna save us. They cussing him out left, right, up, down, and center. People saying, oh no, the revolution won't start. You try to inject me with blah, 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 blah. They're saying stuff that I say. You ain't injecting me. That ain't gonna happen. I don't have to win. I ain't even trying to win. I just know that I ain't gonna live with your stuff inside of me. I'm not interested in that. That's what I know. But if you got a majority of people now that are upset, now they need to know how to get out of it. So now I think is the time. I could be wrong. I think you strike the iron while it's hot. But right now, people are like, listen, if I can't get a driver's license because I can't get out of here because I didn't get your shot, your RFID chip, or your Satan, Frankenade, Luciferase, whatever that nonsense is in my vein, and get the mark of the beast, that means you're not going to have a driver's license. So are you going to learn how to live from home? You're going to live on your little dot of a land, or are you going to be driving? Okay, but you're going to be driving. The Supreme Court says you can drive. You don't need a license. And we realize now the insurance companies, that was all a scam. Auto insurance, all of that was a scam. You need to do your homework. Like I said, I can admit when I'm wrong. And I'm wrong on that. I'm wrong on that, but I couldn't do it. They had a little group. They get together. It was weird. They get together, start reading the law and stuff. It was a whole bunch of them. But they were right, and it's the best way to get out. We got to do it, people. We got it. Unfortunately, that's where we are. We're backed into a corner. What are we going to do? We're going to just roll over and get stuck? Or are you going to act like a tabby cat and fight back, like a psychopathic tabby cat and start reading the law? My thinking, totally. All right, Christ agrees. Let me drag you to court for what? Well, Lauren, see, this is why I'm saying, like, know that you are a God and a sovereign, but understand they have a military-industrial complex and a police state, and they actually don't give two damns about no paper. You can show that paper all the time. This is the issue I have with Joe Biden. He wrote that Violence Against Women's Act. These are the laws I read. I read laws that I don't need the Black's Law Dictionary. I read simple laws. I don't read laws where I got to correlate and go to the law library. That's what I mean, the difference between people who study the law and read the law. You read the Violence Against Women's Act. You know what he basically did? He said, okay, well, we don't need to send police out when women are abused. We're just going to give them a sheet of paper. Let me get my sheet of paper. We're going to give them a sheet of paper to deal with psychopathic men. And I didn't understand it till, like I said, my friend who owned a domestic violence shelter in West Virginia, she explained it to me. And said, when that man come, the man had been beating her up for 10 years, come back around, he think he owned her and that's his slave, and he come back around. Joe Biden basically got paid, so the lawyer get paid, the judges get paid, they all get paid on the Violence Against Women Act to give them a sheet of paper called a protection from abuse. Psychopathic man comes around, is mad at you cause he done seen some boots at the house now and he got thrown out, and he's still mad at you. He's fighting in custody. He decides that, you know what, he doesn't like Tyrone being around, and he been beating you for years, and he gonna come back to beat you. And Joe Biden said it was a good idea to give him a sheet of paper to deal with a psychopathic man. Their spousal murder went up. Oh, domestic violence, they say, went down, but spousal murder went up, right? And so paper is just paper, right? Violence, unfortunately, we are still in the jungle and violence rules. And if you got police and they got guns and they got children at home and they rather go home, they're gonna do their job. Police ain't the problem. The problem is the job. The job is to enforce whatever laws get written, and that's whether you're a sovereign or a citizen. That's why I'm saying we have to, be a little smart about what you do. Violence still rules. Crime still pays. Anyway. So they drag you in the court. They'll drag you anywhere, but you have to be able to stand on your own two best you can. And you want to make sure you got a group of other people to stand with you. Because it's one thing if you're a billionaire and you're sovereign because you paid a bunch of lawyers to do it for you, and they read every single law and they correlated and they did it right and they created a bank in your name and doing business as and all that stuff. And something else if you're just one person by yourself and everybody around you got police cars and guns and politicians. All right, what are you doing to get yourself arrested? Lauren, all you got to do is be born. Or y'all having a conversation back and forth. In America, it's a crime to be born. The minute that you're born, they attach debt to you. The minute that you're born, you get your birth certificate. You're a commodity in debt. So you got to go to preschool. You got to get educated, go get yourself a job, fight the other poor people out of a job to pay the billionaires back for being born in their country. Being born here is a crime. All right, that's the only way to get back what's yours is go to the place that took it away from you. I think that's about right, Jeannie. I think that's about right. You know, take it to Master's house. Isn't there a scripture? Take it to God, or take it to Master's house, or whatever. You know, if he who offended you, and you know who offended you, you need to take it to him, right? That's why I'm not into this whole. Oh, I can show you something. Oh boy. Oh, there you go. I love this guy. I don't even know if this was real or somebody made it up. Not particularly what the sign says, but you know, whatever is a myth changed my mind. The whole changed my mind. We're slaves, changed my mind, right? We are privileged, apathetic people, changed my mind. The billionaires did it to you, changed my mind, right? Take it to the people who did the problem. And at a certain point in time, maybe you need to understand the immigrants didn't do it to you. Black people didn't do it to you. White people didn't do it to you. Chinese didn't do it to you. Russia didn't do it to you, right? You were born, and the billionaires who owned the banks, who bought the country, did it to you. And they own the entire world, right? If they take your plea, that's not optional, to the ones who did it to you. All right, the law expresses your sovereignty. Their color of law strips you of it. Absolutely, Price. Absolutely. That's the whole point of the law. The law is just to take rights. That's how we started this out. Everything in nature is free. Everything in nature. Nature provides everything that you need to live and thrive, not to live. There's no cost. There's no profit in nature. Nature just does it because you're a part of nature. It gives you everything you need. Somebody has to take it away. And that's the purpose of the law. The law is the opposite of freedom. Legislation is literally the opposite of freedom, but yet we fight to get more laws to save us, to help us. The whole purpose of law is to take things away to make a profit out of what's not profitable, which is natural living. Everyone does it, from the pharmaceutical industry to the politicians, to the chemical industry, and that's just how it works. All right. Well, I can't drive without a license now. You can go to jail with traffic offenses, which is true, Tommy. There is something about what the Supreme Court said. If you read the post from yesterday, which was that, yeah, but you can't be doing nothing wrong, right? Just driving on the road is not a crime without a license, as long as you're not doing anything else wrong. Like if you're somehow about getting in other people's way and violating their freedom and doing whatever, being dangerous. There's some caveats to what the Supreme Court said. I'm not even sure how true that is. I mean, the Supreme Court, remember this, the Supreme Court is just another corporation underneath a corporation. They will only tell you what is profitable unless done by force. They're only going to tell you what's profitable because that's what corporations do. Corporations, their whole purpose is profit. It's not law. It's not legislation. It's not to be a court. It's not to be a judge. It's to, if anything, act like one. From within a corporation that's organized to look like the Supreme Court, the same way they created a corporation in 1871 to look like the Republic. Kind of like the Bill of Rights expresses some of your rights, but does not grant them. Exactly, Price. And and this is how that kind of, it's funny how that circled all back together what Lauren said, which is they don't actually give you your rights. The government doesn't give you your rights. So taking your plea to them is kind of crazy. But it is a tactical plan, right? They don't actually give you your rights. If anything, I think claiming sovereignty, for me, from my perspective, it's about demanding back what was mine to begin with that they had no right to take, that they keep because they got millions of men with badges and guns to keep it, right? It's to finally make my final statement to them that I'm not going to live as a criminal on this land. I wasn't born a criminal, and I'm not going to live like one. I'm going to live free, or you can go ahead and just shoot me now. That's how I feel. You can go ahead and do it or shoot me now. Like, I think they were installing 5G down the street. If I'm not mistaken, I have to go back and check. Maybe they're just changing the power lines and I'm paranoid. But I don't care. I'm not going to live by your medical system. I think you should have one if you agree with it and you want to take their products, but you're not going to force it on me. I'm not going to have 4G blasted in me with 5G and 6G and 7G and got the Luciferian mark and all of that crazy. Nah, I'm gonna live free, or y'all go ahead and push me off the bus. I'm fine with it either way. You can't kill me anyway. I'm a sovereign. I'm a god. I just go to that next dimension. Is there no substance in mirrors? Ooh, no, Clef. What is a mirror anyway? Yeah, I like deep philosophical questions. No, Cliff, what is a mirror? Can a mirror reflect energy? Can a mirror reflect the vibration that the human being actually is? Not the monkey part, but what we actually are. I'm not even sure I know what a mirror is. It's a creation and simulation to only show you things that reflect. And probably most of what you are doesn't actually have a reflection, right? That's kind of philosophical. All right. You are not the boss of me. No, Sandra, ain't nobody the boss of you. Ain't nobody the boss of Lori but Lori. Ain't nobody the boss of Sandra but Sandra. Ain't nobody the boss of Jeannie but Jeannie. Ain't nobody the boss of Jimmy but Jimmy. Until we stand up for each other and treat each other like gods, we're just waiting for our extinction. And that's really what the aliens told everybody when y'all made religions out of what they told you back in earlier Mesopotamia. They said love each other, and Christ came back to tell you because everybody forgot. And what did Christ say? Christ said that when somebody comes to your door, somebody give me the scripture. When somebody comes to your door, you're to treat them like they're gods, right? Because some of you entertain angels, but you think that they're people. And it's interesting because that goes along with Islam, right? Where they talk when people come to your door, even if it's your enemy, you're supposed to take care of them. The aliens told you that. The only way you live on this planet is you take care of each other. It's just we wanted to make a religion out of it, what a king did, to control everybody. You're going to move, G, want to find a place away from the web to create permaculture food forests. Yeah, I've been trying, Citizen Deb. I would. We went down to Belize. We were looking for land in Belize. It's beautiful land down there. Beautiful land down there. I went down there with one of my powerful friends. I got a few powerful friends. Looking to create something. The challenge is wherever you go, you need to make sure they're going to let you live permaculture in a food forest. I'm doing a food forest here, but I know I'm in Pennsylvania. And unfortunately, Pennsylvania is a country that's enslaved to another country, a corporation. Right? Pennsylvania forgot that it's a country, and it thinks it actually is a state within a corporation. So anything that you do to free yourself on a slave plantation, it's going to get denied, Citizen Deb. It's like I got a lot of friends who lived on hippie compounds, right? We create our own free off-grid community. Woo! We're free. Where you live? Asheville, North Carolina. North Carolina is a state that's in a country that's enslaved like a state from underneath a corporation, and it treats it like it's a department. You do anything on that slave plantation, the master's going to swoop down on you. And they've shut those communities down left and right. If you get successful at creating a sustainable community in America that does not feed into the GDP, they are required as corporations, for-profit corporations, to come in and shut you down. They're required by law to send in the CIA. I don't know. A good hippie name. Guy looked like Jesus Christ. Walk in with some long hair, long beard, like with a guitar and a ukulele to shut it down. And that's what they do. They either just bring in the military, the police to shut it down, to create some sort of law, make you a criminal. They'll pull what they pulled at Waco or Ruby Ridge. They'll pull something. And they'll have a good excuse for it too, but they'll shut it down. So, there are countries you can go to. And I probably will end up in one, to be honest with you. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired, Citizen Deb, to be honest with you. I'm just tired. I'm getting kind of old. I don't have time for this nonsense. I'm about damn near 29. I hadn't been a slave for 29 years. I'd love to see what it feels like to live in a free country. I'd love to see what it feels like to live free for a little bit before I exit this dimension, go on to the next. And the only way that's going to happen is that either we all become sovereign, or a great significant portion of us, and we start living like we're free human beings again, or you go create your own community somewhere else. Where do you think you're going? I don't know, Bo. I don't know. It would have to be a country that I think is relatively free and stable. Belize wasn't. Belize has that issue. Oh, they had beautiful places we were looking at, but Belize has that issue with Guatemala. Guatemala thinks it owns Belize. So they're sending gunmen over the border and they're having this spat back and forth. And if you move down there and you're not of Mayan descent and the government flips hands, they can take everything you have. You can go down there and build a whole sustainable community, take your whole investment. I met a lot of Americans down there. A whole lot of people from Europe live down there too. But if that government, if it changes over, remember, the governments like to pretend they own the land. It's not just the United States corporation. It actually is all the countries. It's the model of the king, right? If the king owns the land and you're just a slave that's living on it, then they can control you. Right? And so Belize will do the same thing. When it flips, they can just take all your land from you. And they got the military. They can shoot you. You can have all the paper that you want. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know of a place you can go to escape feudalism. Right? Right now, for me, the fight isn't the fight is to govern. The fight is to force government to govern again. Right? If they ever did, the fight is to force whatever this thing is above us to act like we are the people, and they are of the people, not of the corporations. Right? And if we can do that, then the whole world becomes free. I think everybody can fight right where they are. I think we live in phenomenal times. I think where we are, they've shown their hand. I think that now's the time to stand up. Now, you're never going to get people as questioning of what the hell is going on as you do right now. All over the place, they're proving that a lot of things are happening that they're not being honest about. A lot of people looking for solutions, and you got a lot of them right there in terms of sovereignty. You know, that alone is a peaceful solution. It may not be the God solution, but it certainly is just something where you say, you know what, the vast majority of us aren't going to feed into your system anymore. You stop feeding into the system and the system is a fantasy, then the system fails. Isn't that what Bob Marley said? Who did this to you? When they asked Bob, so who did this to you? They tried to trap him too. Said, the white people, the black people. Bob, who did this to your people? The interview guy. Bob said it was the system. It's the system. Everybody else is a player within it. Right? Don't hate the player, hate the game. You can hate the players, and it's gonna be a sustainable game of you dating and having babies and dating and having babies and dating and getting STDs, and that's just a Tinder app thing. Hating the player, not the game. That's just somebody on Tinder waiting to get an STD. No, The problem is the game. Change the game, everybody gets free. And there is a solution. We just got to be willing to do the work. You know, like I said, I wasn't willing to do the work. I'm willing to do the work now because it's an opportunity and it's not about me. You know, years ago they all wanted to get together. Now I don't want to do that. Now we don't have a choice. Now the iron is hot. Question is, are we going to strike it? Are we going to strike it? All right. Planting African black runners today, y'all. Peanuts, that is. Oorah. Yes, Patty. I was going to do peanuts this year. I saw them the other day. I was going to get them, and I changed my mind at the last minute. I've never grown peanuts. All right. Has nothing to do with being a rebel. Technically, you're rebelling by not doing this. Yes, Price. Absolutely. You don't have to be a rebel. You're just a human. Being a human is like, where did that word even come from? In order to be a rebel, it means you have to be rebelling against something that's abusing you or violating you. By nature, you are a rebel. By nature, just being born, you need to rebel against anything that's trying to abuse you, like a spouse, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, whatever it might be. If something's abusing you, you should be, I guess, rebel enough to say no, and because it's not a rebellion, it's freedom. It's just you saying, no, I'm free. You can't control me. You can't come home and treat me how you want to treat me. No, I'm free. You understand this. And all we got to do is really got to walk away. Quote is flip the tables. Absolutely, Jimmy. We got to flip the tables. The money changers are in the church. If the earth is a church, if this is the Garden of Eden, I mean, what would Christ do if he came back right now? What would he do? I know some of y'all think he'd rebuild the temple. that he has some guns and tanks over there in Israel shooting Palestinians. No, that's not what Christ would do. Christ come back, while you doing that, you need to have some butt protection. You better have belt protection. You better have whoop protection. If Christ comes back and sees y'all over there with them psychopaths shooting children, high-powered assault rifles, you won't be the Babylonians for a second. You think that you on the side of righteousness, you're going to be on the side of, what is that, a stone, it was a stone pillar? Like, you're supposed to go to the bottom of the ocean. Like, you up here breathing oxygen. Christ said you ain't supposed to be here. He who hurts one child, you belong at the bottom of the ocean with a stone necklace. A millstone. That's what it is. So nah, not that. If Christ came back and the earth was his church, and he looked all around the earth, and he see that y'all put banks every damn where. Christ came back like, wait a minute, no, last time I asked the earth, like Christ out there flying around in UFOs right now, he come back, oh, I'm gonna go back and visit earth. Oh, I left him good. When I left him, oh, I gave him the laws and the rules, said to love everybody and heal everybody, take care of everybody, you know, let them touch the hem of your garment so they could be healed, give them sight before you try to tell them anything you know, don't abuse children. And Christ come back, oh, Lord. Christ gonna catch a case. You can sit there all the time. Oh, Christ gonna come back to rapture me. You better rethink this. And Christ left. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go stop back by earth. Earth, y'all, we left them in Goose. Oh, we had all kind of scriptures and great stuff. Oh, they were heading in the right direction. Oh, they know that I don't like banks. They know that I don't like no money. They know that I don't like capital, because it's all about controlling human beings and making them into slaves. And God, because God, you know what you had told me, God, before you sent me to earth? You said that everybody had free will, right, God? Well, when I was down there, I was in the church. There was these people trying to set up a thing called a bank. They were trying to trade money. And you know that money is a representation of human labor, and you said everybody was free. So they literally was trying to create a model against you because they hate you, God. So I told them that. Christ come on back then. I hope Christ comes back. I do. I really do. I hope Christ comes back while y'all got First Bank of Mogadishu and First Bank of America and First Bank of Citizens and First Bank of this, and everybody got bank accounts. All the church got bank accounts, got money in them, and poor starving people run around everywhere. All the churches got mega churches, big old massive warehouses, and homeless people sleep out. I hope Christ come again right now, because we all gonna learn a lesson. Christ gonna catch an amazing case. Lightning bolt, because Christ, when he come back, oh, let me show you a picture. I think when Christ come back, I know I got the picture. When Christ come back, I don't think he coming back by himself though. I know you think he coming back by. I think he gonna come back I think he gonna come back with Shiva and Buddha and all the rest of them, all the other aliens. I think they're all gonna come back and say, listen, we told y'all supposed to take care of each other. You're not supposed to have no damn banks on this planet. If Earth is a church and you got banks everywhere, oh, he gonna overturn some tables, Jimmy. He gonna overturn nations and continents. He gonna overturn systems and everything else. I hope that's what's going on. That could be what's going on right now, because we damn sure they got the mark of the beast. We got the mark of the beast and Bill Gates, and everybody can't wait to get their mark so they can buy and sell, and we'll see what happens. Oh, is it Black's Law? Okay, Black's Law. I called it something else. Acknowledging their law legitimizes it. And so the less you interact with it, the less it is legitimized. I agree with that too. That's true too. On the other hand, use private law to help protect yourself from being subjugated to the public law. I agree. And that's a good way to put it. You know, we are in Rome. We're not of Rome. And so as we are in Rome, we do have to render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. And unfortunately, the vast majority of people think they're subjects of Caesar's. And while they go to church, they rendered their entire selves unto Caesar with their birth certificates. So I think we live on this land and they got laws that they feel that we should be subject to. But we have to make a case for them, I think, Citizen Deb, which is like, listen, we're not under your law. We're under a higher law. And as long as we're going to be there, you're going to have a problem with us. I think that's the stance we have to say. Like, people are waiting for Christ to come back and save them. They're waiting for the angels to come back and save them. They're waiting for Donald Trump to save them. They're waiting for Q to save them. They're waiting for all these things to come save them. And I think it's just us. We consented. They told us what to do. Not, and I didn't mean to put Donald Trump with, with Christ or Barack Obama. I'm just saying that We were told what to do. Mama left the house, mama told us what to do. Did we do it? If not, mama coming back and she gonna have a belt. All right, they will reset the earth. Yeah, they will, Christine. That's what they've been doing since the beginning of time. From Lemuria to all the other civilizations that came before Mesopotamia, where they found some scrolls or something and they wrote them down, they became religions. This planet keeps flipping. The poles shift, asteroids come, end times come, supervolcanoes blow up, people die. Aliens probably throw asteroids in the ocean and flood the earth, the great floods, Gilgamesh, the Enuma Elish. Like, these things happen. These things have always happened. Our only survival is to work together. And that was really what Christ's whole message was. That's what the warning of Revelations was. I think that's what a prophet is. I think if you understand what deja vu is, then you understand what prophets are. They're just people who had deja vu and understood it a lot better. Right? They're lucid dreamers that had a dream. They were told to write it down on a scroll, to etch it in a rock or a Sumerian clay tablet. And we were supposed to, hey, listen, that's the sign of the end. That's the sign of when this planet's going to get flipped again. And I think part of the flipping, Jimmy, I think that's just because we're not allowed in space. I think whatever's in space, whatever's outside of this firmament, it can't have psychopathy. It can't have sick, crazy spiritual creatures that are driving 98% monkey bodies with nuances that are based in survival that are still in conflict with their very selves. It can't let farmers up there that aren't farming. If you aren't taking care of all of your land, you're not taking care of all of your people, you're not loving everybody, you're not doing all the things that they told everybody to do, then you're supposed to get wiped out by a flood or fire or storm. Who was that? The Egyptians that said that? When Solomon went over there, Egyptians said, oh yeah, this planet has been destroyed many times. I mean, the Egyptians gave Solomon respect. The Egyptians said, hey, listen, the Egyptian priest said, hey, what's going on, Solomon? What's going on, man? They ain't say it that way, but that's DC coming out at me. So what's going on, bro? Oh, man, listen, you come from the Greeks. Let me ask you a question. How many times do you think the civilization's been restarted? And the Greeks said, oh, we know it's been restarted once. Yeah, we know that. We said, well, you know what? You guys come from the greatest people on the planet. You were here before we were. This is what the priest told him. The priest gave him major respect, but the priest could have been like, nah, y'all don't know nothing. You're stupid and you're ignorant. We were here first. The priest said, no, the Greek people, y'all were here first. You had powerful kings, powerful Greek gods. Y'all were here first. Now, of course, the Greeks back then probably looked more like the Egyptians or the Nubians from Northern Africa, or Cheddar Man, a mix between what everybody looks like. So y'all came first. All civilizations came from you, but the planet's been flipped at least a dozen times. So you don't know that in Greece because you write your history on paper. Water and paper and fire and paper don't get along. The planet's been reset at least a dozen times by water and by fire, by the gods. And we only know that because we write our history in stone. We've got temples, and the stone temples say it, and we record our time, and then our time will get flipped. I think we keep getting flipped because if we don't ever grow up, if we don't ever mature, we don't ever learn to stop being cannibals and preying on each other and stealing resources from each other and being in conflict with each other because our skin colors are different, our hair is different, our age is different, our sex organs are different, or we're born in different nations. If we can't ever grow the hell up, then we're supposed to get wiped out because you can't let that in space. Yeah. We either grow up or we just get wiped out and we get restarted again to the next Yuga. But I think in the Kali Yuga, which is what Reveal-lations was about, is about in the end, everything's revealed. It was in that scripture that they call the book of Jeremiah, but it came from another scripture from a long time ago before they probably modified a lot of it, that in the end times, they'll reveal a lot of great things. In the end times, they'll reveal all these things. And I think in the end, when we develop space-bearing technology, the ability to get out in space and take psychopathic monkeyism out there to pollute space, I think the aliens, all of them, that's them right there. That's Shiva and it's Buddha and it's Christ and God and all the rest of them, Allah, and they all come back and say, you know what? They didn't figure it out. They figured it out this time. They didn't figure it out. Okay. We need to reroute Halley's Comet, make sure it hits the ocean, wipe them out again. And that's why the Egyptians called it flood and fire. They didn't know what the flood and fire, where it came from. They didn't know that was asteroids. They didn't know that was the Oort cloud. They didn't know that was They just saw things coming from the sky and everything was on fire, and somebody just had enough time to etch that in stone. King, 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 king. We're dying and burning. King, 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 king. And so in the end, those signs are revealed, and you realize, okay, this is the end. We didn't get it. We get reset. Those scriptures come forward, and we know next time that we shouldn't do that again, or we're going to get wiped out again. That's why I think we all got to come together. We either all got to come together knowing how great we are. We got to know we're gods before they'll let us go out into space like gods, or other dimensions, or whatever it is. You can call it the heavens, other dimensions, that's fine. All right, before living in Costa Rica and having an eco hotel / restaurant, there they built an earthship in Colorado, but still has his friends down there and would hook me up if I want to go. Oh, that's good, Citizen Deb. Yeah, I've got friends around the world I could go to. I think now is the time to work. I could get away. But I think I got an obligation to the next generation. I don't think I'd live for me. Like, I can go and live and grow all my own food and live peacefully and free until I die. But if I did that, Citizen Deb, how would I be any better than Bill Gates? And I'm not better than him. I'll never be better than him. But how will I have done anything better than what he's done? If I act like the billionaire and I'm out for myself, how am I any better? Right? If I go get a job in corporate America like I did, trying to make as much money as I can, I just wasn't succeeding at it as much as the Rothschilds. How am I doing anything better than them? I am them. I'm just an unsuccessful them. Right? I don't think now's the time to run. I think that's the Sage Guru who says it. When you see a ghost, what are you supposed to do? No, it wasn't Sage Guru. Alan Watts. He said, when you see a ghost, you're supposed to walk through it. Otherwise, you make it real. When the enemy is right in front of you, you got to walk through it. Otherwise, it does gain in power. And our enemy is standing right in front of us, and it's time to walk through. That's what I think. It's time to go. Literally time to go, because I got to pee. It's time to go. Remember I said, listen to your body? Your body has all kind of sensors that'll tell you what to do. You don't have to listen to Bill Gates and pharmaceutical industry and corporations and all that nonsense. Listen to your body. We got bad at listening to the signals and the signs. Everything means something, from yeast infections to bumps on your skin, inflammation, a sick tummy ache, gas, all of that. It all means something. You say, are you listening to it? Feel that tingle? You gotta pee. You gotta feel it. You gotta boo-boo. You know that you're getting diseases and pandemics and all this stuff that comes along. Then you ain't eating right. You're too stressed out, or you live too damn close to a 4G tower. Now it's time to move. That's when I do agree with moving, Citizen Deb. When you're living in a stressful environment and you can't live like a god, you can't explore consciousness and help other people get there. Absolutely. The enemy is within. We fight against ourselves. That's where the enemy always is, Christ. And that's where Christ, I think you asked about the mirror. That's the only benefit of a mirror, is to show you the problems on earth. That's it. That's it. Remember, we can talk about what Bill Gates does. We can talk about what the Rothschilds do, the Rockefellers do. We can talk about what everybody does, all these groups and secret societies and evil people and corporations and banks. But at the end of the day, the real story is, they are us. That's the only purpose for mirrors, not to do your hair and pick your nose and dress up your eyes. It's just to look and realize what the problem with Earth is. That's it. And that's what them aliens told you. All your problems in the mirror. Don't worry about the dust in anybody else's eye. You got a massive red oak sticking out of yours. All right, I got to get going. Listen, y'all have a great day. Love y'all to death. I got some potatoes to put in the ground. They ain't going to put themselves in the ground. Y'all have a wonderful day. I think it's Reveal-lations. I don't think it's Revelations, because in the end times, things are revealed. That we can free the people. We can live free and we live as gods, loving, respecting each other, looking out for each other. Or we can continue to go the psychopathic direction. And all this is being revealed. The question is, what we're going to do about it. We're going to keep doing the dumb stuff that's got us here, dividing up in political parties and races and religions and all the stupid stuff that these billionaires came up with. Or are we going to free each other? I think we should free each other. Because the artificial meat cakes ain't going to be good. Version 1.0 going to get a whole lot of people gas and belly aches and other kind of problems. Listen, this Gerard, I got to go. Let's get off of the wild goose chase. Do not follow upside down detour signs. When it's obvious that the sign is upside down, it's going to send you in the wrong direction. Y'all have a fantastic day. Love y'all now. Bye-bye.
People nature too.